Chapter 3302. Only the epic great emperors can live through an epoch? But isn't the blood prison demon emperor a great emperor from the previous epoch? How did he manage to live until this epoch? Faith Lingxiao asked. Speaking of the blood prison demon emperor, he's lucky. Including the primitive demon emperor. They attained their Tao in the previous epoch, but were severely injured by the heavenly emperor. Their Tao collapsed and their cultivation dropped to the great emperor realm. It's no different from severing one's own blade. That's why they were lucky enough to avoid the 5 decay of heavenly man and recover their great emperor cultivation in this epoch. However, their 5 decay of heavenly man shouldn't be far away. It's an immeasurable calamity and it's even more tragic for them. If they can't survive it, they'll die without a burial place. The emperor of Kunwu Mountain explained. And the undying demon emperor is a true great emperor of the epoch. He's lived for countless epochs. Although he's not as strong as the Hongjun old ancestor, he's still very strong. Jiang Yuyang said. Ordinary great emperors, peak great emperors, and epic great emperors? What's above epic great emperor? Is it transcendence? Faith Lingxiao asked. Above epic great emperor, it's a realm that no one has reached. It's called transcendence or eternal great emperor. The Kunwu Mountain Emperor's eyes glinted brightly as he spoke slowly. Eternal Great Emperor? Faith Lingxiao asked. That's right. The word Eternal Great Emperor was derived from the meaning of eternal immortality. The legendary transcendents were, in fact, the Eternal Great Emperor. There's also a legend that only transcendents and eternal great emperors can be called great emperors. As for ordinary great emperors, peak great emperors, and even epic great emperors, they're just fake great emperors. The emperor of Kunwu Mountain sighed softly. If only those who survived the Great Tribulation can be called epic great emperor, then why was the heavenly emperor so strong? He was able to kill 7 great emperors and severely injure the undying demon emperor, primitive demon emperor, and blood prison demon emperor. This isn't something an ordinary great emperor can do, right? Faith Lingxiao asked. The heavenly emperor's strength was well known. Although the heavenly emperor was a peerless expert from the previous epoch, his name was glorious throughout the ages. Many ancient sky prides would know his name. All the races in the universe had once trembled and revered the celestial emperor. There were too many legends left behind by the celestial emperor. Although the other 8 great emperors of the 9 emperors of the human race were also peerlessly talented, they had all dimmed because of the heavenly emperor. That's right. The heavenly emperor was no ordinary great emperor. He was even stronger than the epic great emperor. Even an old monster like the undying devil emperor was no match for him. The reason why the celestial Tharch was so strong was because the path that the celestial Tharch took was different. It was an unprecedented and invincible path. It was similar to the unification of all Daos, but it was also completely different. Secondly, the celestial emperor once killed the epic great emperor and plundered his cultivation base, allowing him to increase his cultivation base by several epochs. The emperor of Kunwu Mountain said slowly. When he mentioned the heavenly emperor, his eyes were filled with emotions. Killing the epic great emperor and plundering his cultivation base? The epic emperor's cultivation base can be plundered? This made Faith Soaring Firmament somewhat shocked. What kind of person was the epic great emperor? He had survived the 5 decay of the heavenly man and received the blessing of the epic power. His strength was unparalleled. How could his cultivation base be plundered? In fact, the epic great emperors aren't eternal. It's just that after surviving the 5 decay of the heavenly man, it's much easier for them to survive the epic calamity. Every time they survive the epic calamity, it's equivalent to increasing their cultivation base by 1 epoch. Since the ancient era, there might not be many great emperors who survived. Many great emperors even severed their own lives in order to survive. However, the great emperors who could survive the epic calamity were all supreme experts. Moreover, their strength was unfathomable. The celestial emperor once killed an epic great emperor who had 15 epochs of cultivation base and obtained 15 epochs of cultivation base, allowing him to possess unparalleled combat strength. The emperor of Kunwu Mountain explained. These were the secrets of the great emperor realm. Ordinary people had no way of knowing. Only people with long lifespans like the Emperor of Kunwu Mountain would know so much. I see. Faith Lingxiao nodded and said. Speaking of which, I didn't expect that you, a mere clone condensed by Lingxiao, would have such a good fortune. Even the ancestral dragon of providence has been condensed by you. I can't see through your Tao of faith. The Emperor of Kunwu Mountain took a deep look at Faith Lingxiao and said. I only have a slight understanding of it. I still have to rely on Senior Kunwu Mountain and Senior Jiang. Otherwise, I won't be able to deal with the Celestial Emperor and the Infernal Blood Prison Devil Emperor. Faith Lingxiao smiled faintly. Is that so? Why do I feel that even if we don't appear, you still have a way to deal with them? The Emperor of Kunwu Mountain smiled faintly. Senior, you flatter me. Faith Lingxiao said noncommittally. Your heavenly court has a new atmosphere now. In order to strengthen your ancestral dragon of providence, I'll send a message to the various immortal sacred grounds and hidden ancient clans. I'll have them announce that they've joined the heavenly court. At the same time, I'll set up a statue of the Emperor of Faith to worship the Emperor of Faith. However, it's hard to say how many of them will be willing to do so. The Emperor of Kunwu Mountain did not pursue the matter. Instead, he changed the topic. In that case, thank you very much, Senior. Faith Lingxiao nodded and said. He indeed needed the power of faith from hundreds of millions of living beings. Moreover, his Tao of faith had undergone some wonderful changes. He wanted to try and see where this change would lead him to. Perhaps, it would lead to a new way to attain Tao. I'm leaving. I'll give you this imprint of the textless Heavenly Book's artifact spirit. When Lingxiao comes out of seclusion, give it to him. The threat of the textless Heavenly Book's artifact spirit should be resolved. A ball of light floated from the palm of the Emperor of Kunwu Mountain to Faith Lingxiao. I understand. Thank you, Senior. Faith Lingxiao said seriously. The imprint of the textless Heavenly Book's artifact spirit was extremely important to Lingxiao. Although he did not know the intention of Hongjun ancestor, with this imprint, Lingxiao could get rid of the threat of the artifact spirit as soon as possible. The Emperor of Kunwu Mountain and Jiang Yuyang were the guardians of the human clan. They were also Lingxiao's Tao protectors. They were trustworthy. As for this 3-live stone, it's of great use to Zhao Ritian. I'll help him to undergo the final transformation. He's also a pitiful child. I hope he can bear all that he has to bear. The Emperor of Kunwu Mountain sighed softly, then turned around and left slowly. Farewell, Senior. Faith Lingxiao bowed and said. Next, I'll go to the immortal sacred ground and the major ancient clans to deliver the decree of the Senior of Kunwu Mountain. After this calamity, the heavenly court should stand in front of the stage and represent the human clan to compete with the other clans. Although this battle is over, the crisis is not over yet. Protect Lil Chongqing well. Jiang Yuyang exhorted. I understand. Faith Lingxiao nodded. Watching Jiang Yuyang leave, Faith Lingxiao's majestic faith power surged. The originally thin faith power surged out again. The vast faith power covered the entire Lingxiao mountain range, allowing Faith Lingxiao's perception to cover every place. Faith Lingxiao's face suddenly changed when he sensed a certain place. Not good. Unbeknownst to him, longevity's aura had disappeared from his perception. Whoosh. Faith Lingxiao's figure flashed and instantly appeared beside Jin Sei and Xue Wei. At this moment, Jin Sei and Xue Wei's faces were full of anxiety. Below, a group of servants knelt down, keeping quiet out of fear. Where did Chongqing go? Faith Lingxiao asked. As soon as Faith Lingxiao appeared, Jin Sei and Xue Wei seemed to have found a backbone. They quickly said, Emperor Lord, Chongqing was still with us just now, but when you were fighting with the Immortal Emperor and the Blood Prison Demon Emperor, she disappeared. She left during the battle? During the battle, I had to deal with the Demon Emperor, so I couldn't sense Chongqing's trace. That was the best opportunity. To be able to grasp the opportunity so accurately. It seems like there's a problem in the heavenly court. Faith Lingxiao's gaze was incomparably deep as he swept across the crowd in front of him. Although his voice was calm, everyone could hear the ice-cold killing intent in Faith Lingxiao's voice. Emperor Lord, we've found it. When the little princess left, she was with her maid Zhu but we found that Zhu had been killed long ago. Her soul lamp was also tampered with. Zhuer, who followed the little princess, must be a spy. Not long after, Burning Heaven Emperor came in and knelt on one knee in front of Faith Lingxiao. Very good. Have they already extended their hands into the heavenly court? Burning Heaven, investigate for me. Anyone who has anything to do with this matter must die. In addition, send people out to track Changxing's whereabouts. Faith Lingxiao said slowly, but there was a trace of cold killing intent in his eyes. Daring to touch his daughter? They were simply tired of living. Yes. Burning Heaven Emperor's body trembled, and replied respectfully. He understood that the Emperor Lord was really angry. The last time the Emperor Lord was angry was when dozens of emperors wanted to kill their way into the heavenly court and kidnap Shui Wei. The result was no doubt that they were all killed by Faith Lingxiao. Thief, you dare to kidnap the little princess? You are the mortal enemy of the heavenly court. Burning Heaven Emperor's heart was also incomparably angry. He had watched the little princess grow up. It could be said that there was no one in the heavenly court who didn't like the innocent and cute little princess. There was actually a dog thief who had ideas about Changxing. This was simply an unforgivable crime. Rumble. The entire Lingxiao mountain range exuded a chilling aura. Not long after, there were figures with terrifying auras that left the Lingxiao mountain range and went in all directions. They had all received a death order to find the whereabouts of the little princess. Anyone who dared to be involved in this matter, whether they were from the immortal sacred ground or the hidden ancient clan, must die. Chapter 3303. Kuanwu Mountain, just you wait. When the immortal demon emperor and the primitive demon emperor awaken, you will die. In the chaotic void, the blood prison demon emperor roared, his eyes filled with anger and hatred. This time, he had heard the news from the demon race that Ling Xiao had obtained the secret of transcendence. He wanted to capture Ling Xiao's family to obtain the secret of transcendence from Ling Xiao. It could be said that he and the immortal emperor were the first to take action. But they didn't expect that the seemingly weak heavenly court not only had such terrifying strength, but also the Emperor Lord of Kunwu Mountain, and Jiang Yuyang would help him. The Emperor of Kunwu Mountain was said to be a figure from the antiquity age. His strength was unfathomable. Even the blood prison demon emperor had only heard of his legend, and had never seen him in action. This time, the Emperor of Kunwu Mountain had played him in the palm of his hand. This made the blood prison demon emperor feel greatly humiliated. As a great emperor, he could not resist at all in the hands of an emperor. This made the blood prison demon emperor, who had always been arrogant, suffer a great blow. He was extremely furious. At this moment, the wounds on his body had not fully recovered. There were bloodstains all over his body, and the fire of providence was still attached to his wounds. It was difficult to remove them in a short period of time. He looked a little miserable. Being severely injured by the Emperor of Kunwu Mountain, he could not take this lying down. He was ready to return to the demon race's territory, and wait for the immortal demon emperor, and the primitive demon emperor to awaken, so that he could take revenge. Who is it? Come out. The blood prison demon emperor's eyes suddenly flashed with killing intent as he looked at the chaotic void in the distance. He could feel that there were a few figures with extremely powerful auras following behind him at an extremely fast speed. Ha ha ha. As expected of the blood prison demon emperor, even though you were severely injured by the Emperor of Kunwu Mountain, I did not expect you to still have such powerful senses. A loud laugh was heard and a light flashed in the chaotic void. Suddenly, dozens of figures with powerful auras appeared in the void. Those figures were all imperial monarchs, and practically all of them were peerless imperial monarchs at the 9th level of the imperial monarch realm. Their auras were extremely powerful, and a few of them even had supreme emperor weapons in their hands. Their eyes were sharp and filled with coldness. As soon as they appeared, they surrounded the blood prison demon emperor. Blood prison demon emperor. Are you going to surrender, or are you waiting for us to kill you together? The leader was a middle-aged Taoist with an unfathomable aura. He wore a yin-yang Taoist robe and held a wooden sword in his hand. There seemed to be a strange scene of yin and yang in his eyes. He looked at the blood prison demon emperor's eyes were filled with greed and greed. You think you can kill me? You reckless fool. Blood Prison Demon Emperor's eyes flashed with killing intent to kill. Blood Prison Demon Emperor, stop pretending. You're already at the end of your tether. You have less than 10% of your strength left. Now that you've been burned by the Imperial Emperor of Kuanwu Mountain, I'm afraid you won't even be able to unleash an extreme monarch weapon, right? The Emperor said Hebius. That's right. Not to mention that you're heavily injured. Even if you weren't injured, with so many of us brothers, it wouldn't be difficult for us to kill you. Do you know the reputation of us, the 36 Thieves of Chaos? It's your good fortune to be able to die in our hands today. The dozens of Imperial Emperors laughed wildly, their eyes filled with disdain. The 36 Chaos Bandits? The group of ants who specialize in robbing emperors and great emperors' tombs? I didn't expect to meet you here. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor's expression suddenly became calm. His eyes were flickering, which made people's hearts palpitate. The middle-aged Taoist leader felt that something was wrong, but he still snapped. Blood Prison Demon Emperor, don't try to play tricks here. Since you don't want to surrender, then die. Boom. He made the first move. The peachwood sword in his hand shone with a dazzling light. His Emperor Realm aura burst out, and he slashed at the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. Brothers, kill him. Murderous intent flashed in the eyes of the bandits, and they all charged at the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. Their strength was incomparably terrifying. They had once fought against a great emperor, and escaped unscathed. This time, they saw that the Blood Prison Demon Emperor was severely injured, so they wanted to follow him and achieve the feat of slaying an emperor. In their opinion, a severely injured Blood Prison Demon Emperor was almost certainly dead. Even if there was an accident, with the strength of the 36 Chaos Bandits, they could escape unscathed. Very well. I need blood to replenish my chi and blood. I didn't expect you guys to deliver yourselves to me. Since that's the case, stay here obediently and offer your flesh, blood, and primordial spirit to me. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor sneered. Boom. All of a sudden, blazing blood light gushed out from all directions. A vast sea of blood surged from all directions, shrouding the 36 bandits of chaos. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor's aura skyrocketed rapidly. The Blood Prison axe in his hand burst out a vast and unparalleled Emperor Realm aura, as if it was going to break the heavens and earth. Oh no! He still has the strength to use a forbidden technique, and burst out the full combat strength of a great emperor. One of the great bandits exclaimed in shock. What are you afraid of? Even if he is a great emperor with his full strength, we are not afraid, let alone a great emperor who has lost half his life. Brothers, let's kill him together. Maybe we can get the opportunity to attain Tao. Although the middle-aged Taoist was a little surprised, he still sneered. The peachwood sword in his hand flew across the sky and collided with the Blood Prison axe. Clang! Sparks flew. Although the peachwood sword was an extreme emperor weapon, it was sent flying by the Blood Prison axe. The Blood Prison axe flew across the sky and slashed toward the middle-aged Taoist. Its power was terrifying, and two mysterious and terrifying figures seemed to appear on it. What? It has the support of the undying Demon Emperor and the primitive Demon Emperor. How is this possible? Run. The middle-aged Taoist's body shook violently. His eyes were filled with disbelief, and he could not help but roar. Poof. Before he could finish his words, the Blood Prison axe slashed down with an unparalleled divine force and slashed the middle-aged Taoist into two. His entire body exploded into a cloud of blood mist in the void. Rumble. The surrounding blood sea was turbulent. The Blood Prison axe's power was unparalleled. Its light was blazing, and it reflected the cold and murderous eyes of the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. Every time he slashed down with the axe, a great bandit would be killed. The 36 great bandits who were known to roam the chaotic void were powerless in the hands of the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. Soon they were all killed. Their flesh and primordial spirits were all devoured by the blood sea in the sky. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor held the Blood Prison axe in his hand. His blood-red hair danced in the wind as he stood on top of the blood sea. He stared coldly at the surrounding void and said, "Follow me if you don't want to die." Swoosh. As he spoke, light flashed under his feet, and he turned into a crimson rainbow. He flew toward the demon race's territory at full speed. After the blood prison demon emperor left, the surrounding void rippled and a group of powerful figures appeared. They looked at each other in dismay. I didn't expect the blood prison demon emperor to be so scheming. He even waited until now to use the blessings of the undying demon emperor. And the primitive demon emperor? What a pity. I thought I could kill a great emperor of the demon race. It seems that the great emperor has many tricks up his sleeve. He's really not someone we can covet. Fortunately, the 36 great bandits of chaos are here to block the disaster for us. Otherwise, we'd be in trouble. Let's go. This is not a place to stay for long. The group of experts chatted with each other for a while. Then, without the slightest reluctance, they turned around and left. They were all spectators of the battle at the Lingxiao mountain range. They also saw that the blood prison demon emperor was seriously injured, so they followed him to see if they could take advantage of him. However, they did not expect the blood prison demon emperor to still have such a powerful combat strength. Naturally, they wanted to retreat and left one after another. In the chaotic void, the blood prison demon emperor held the blood prison axe and walked in the air like a crimson lightning. His speed was extremely fast. When he felt that there was no longer any divine consciousness spying on him, his body shook violently. He spat out a mouthful of blood, and his aura instantly became extremely weak. The number of cracks on his body increased, and his injuries became even more serious. Damn it! A bunch of ants. You want to consume my great Tao origin? When I completely recover my cultivation, I'll kill all of you. The blood prison demon emperor's eyes were filled with cold killing intent as he said coldly. He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and looked into the distance. He was not far from the demon race's territory. After passing through this barren territory, he would be in the demon race. It seemed to be the territory of the pig demon race. The pig demon race's vitality was majestic and their reproductive ability was strong. He could take advantage of this opportunity to devour hundreds of millions of pig demons to replenish his energy and quickly recover from his injuries. You don't have a chance to recover from your injuries. Blood prison demon emperor. How about this place be your burial ground? At this moment, a cold and indifferent voice exploded in the blood prison demon emperor's ears. Who is it? The blood prison demon emperor's body trembled, and his vitality surged. He held the blood prison axe in his hand, and instantly turned into his domineering and cold appearance. Stop pretending. How can the injuries caused by the human race's fire of providence be so easy to recover from? You have less than 10% of your original strength, and you used a forbidden technique just now. I'm afraid you're not even comparable to a peerless emperor now, right? If it weren't for the fact that you must die, I wouldn't be willing to bully the weak. In the surging demonic light, a young man in a black robe with his hair fluttering in the wind stepped out. His face was cold and indifferent. There was a faint smile at the corner of his mouth, but his eyes were filled with cold killing intent. As soon as he appeared, it was as if there was a vast and terrifying domain that confined the surrounding void. A terrifying killing intent locked onto the blood prison demon emperor. Third Sect Master. Chapter 3304. Chaos Demon Clan? Someone from the Chaos Demon Clan is still alive? Who are you? The blood prison demon emperor stared at the black-robed young man. His eyes filled with shock. The Chaos Demon Clan was once the overlord of the demon realm. Their bloodline was tyrannical, and several powerful demon emperors had appeared. They were invincible in all the realms. However, the Chaos Demon Clan had long disappeared from the demon realm. No one had ever heard of anyone who had obtained the inheritance of the Chaos Demon Clan. Moreover, the blood prison demon emperor felt that the black-robed young man in front of him was very unfamiliar, but there was something about him that made him feel very familiar. Blood prison demon emperor, I am the demon lord, the one who will send you to hell. The black-robed young man's lips curled into a cold smile, his eyes filled with cruelty. He was Darkness Ling Xiao. Darkness Ling Xiao had returned from the Eternal Emperor Road and learned about the demon clan's invasion of the Heavenly Court. Naturally, he wanted to come and help. However, Faith Ling Xiao did not let him show himself. Instead, he let him hide in the dark. Later, the Emperor of Kuanwu Mountain and Jiang Yuyang attacked, severely injuring the Blood Prison Demon Emperor and the Immortal Lord. Darkness Ling Xiao followed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. He was like an extremely patient hunter. Although he knew that the Blood Prison Demon Emperor was severely injured, he did not attack. Instead, he waited for the Chaos 36 bandits to attack, and then was killed by the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. When no one else dared to follow the Blood Prison Demon Emperor, he showed himself. However, the moment he appeared, he killed with a thunderous blow. Demon Lord? You're the Demon Clan scum who defected to Ling Xiao in the Eternal Emperor Road? You deserve to die. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor's eyes flashed with murderous intent as he said coldly. He had heard of the Demon Lord before. Now that he heard that Darkness Ling Xiao was the scum who defected to Ling Xiao, he was immediately enraged. Blood Prison Demon Emperor, don't think about stalling for time. The surrounding void here has been sealed by my Dark Heavenly Wheel. If you were at your peak, you would be able to break the seal of the Dark Heavenly Wheel in an instant. But now, this is where you will die. Darkness Ling Xiao sneered. Boom. As soon as he finished speaking, he did not hesitate. Chaotic light gushed out from his body and punched towards the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. The unparalleled Chaos Fist mark seemed to be able to destroy everything, especially the black glove on Dark Soaring Cloud's arm. It seemed to contain a murderous intent that could destroy everything. Even the Blood Prison Devil Emperor felt a chill run down his spine. This is the infinite demonic armor. Damn it! Why is this treasure in your hands? The Blood Prison Demon Emperor's body trembled, his eyes filled with horror. When he heard about the Dark Heavenly Wheel, even though he knew that it was an extreme Emperor weapon of the Dark Demon sect, he didn't have much of a reaction. However, when he saw the infinite devil armor in Dark Ling Xiao's hand, his expression changed greatly. Even for great emperors, the infinity demonic armor was still a treasure that they were extremely wary of. Legend had it that the infinite demonic armor was the bane of emperors, and its power was terrifying to the extreme. This was a supreme treasure that seemed to have been left behind by a Nirvana-level expert. Although it had always been damaged and had never been complete, it was still able to erupt with a mighty power that could cause even great emperors to tremble. Dark Soaring Cloud sneered, and ignored the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. His unparalleled Chaos Fist mark came crashing down, causing the void to explode rapidly. This Blood Prison Demon Emperor was indeed not doing well. He knew about the infinite demonic armor, but he didn't know that the infinite demonic armor was originally a supreme treasure of the Chaos Demon tribe. Boom. The Blood Prison axe appeared in the Blood Prison Demon Emperor's hand, and he blocked the attack. His eyes were filled with shock and anger. The Blood Prison axe shone brightly, and an unparalleled divine force came crashing down. Together with the Blood Prison Demon Emperor, the Blood Prison Demon Emperor was sent flying. Although I also want to kill a supreme great emperor, a piece of trash like you can forget about it. When the time comes, I'll be interested to meet the ancient Demon Emperor and the undying Demon Emperor. Dark Ling Xiao said coldly. Then he leaped forward like a black lightning bolt. His unparalleled fist blasted out once again. The infinite demonic armor was like the nemesis of the great Tao origin. It contained the power to penetrate, disintegrate, and destroy everything. The extreme emperor aura of a great emperor was useless in front of the infinite demonic armor. Arrogant. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor was enraged. Although he was severely injured, he didn't expect to be looked down upon by a junior of the demon tribe. This made him extremely angry. Boom. He held the Blood Prison axe in his hand, and an axe radiance bloomed. His footsteps were profound and bloody light surged around him. In an instant, he turned into a bloody figure and charged towards Dark Soaring Cloud. He held the Blood Prison axe in his hand and slashed it towards the void in the distance. Buzz. In the void, there seemed to be a curtain of darkness. Layers of mysterious halos rippled, and an ancient black will appeared in the void. The Dark Heavenly Will scattered dark energy and intertwined to form the mysterious Dark Soaring Cloud, sealing the Blood Prison Demon Emperor within. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor didn't dare to continue fighting with Dark Soaring Cloud. He wanted to break the seal of the Dark Heavenly Wheel and escape. He felt extremely aggrieved. Previously, there were the 36 Chaos Bandits. Now there was this self-proclaimed Demon Lord, Dark Soaring Cloud. However, he was severely injured by the Emperor of Kunwu Mountain. Now his strength was greatly reduced, and he couldn't use any of his powerful divine abilities or emperor techniques. Otherwise, why would he, a great emperor, feel so aggrieved that he wanted to escape without a fight? Blood Prison Demon Emperor, fear has already appeared in your heart. Even a great emperor will feel fear? In that case, you will fall here today. Dark Soaring Cloud's cold voice rang out. His figure didn't slow down at all. The infinite demonic armor destroyed everything, and the bloody figures exploded one after another. He punched the air, and directly arrived in front of the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. Fear my ass. Despicable and shameless villain. If you have the ability, wait until I recover my full strength. Then, will you still dare to be so arrogant in front of me? The Blood Prison Demon Emperor cursed, and was about to go crazy. What do you mean by even a great emperor will feel fear? I'm severely injured. If I don't run now, am I supposed to wait here for you to kill me? At this moment, the Blood Prison Demon Emperor couldn't wait to kill Dark Soaring Cloud 1,000 times over to vent his anger. However, before he could say anything, the infinite demonic armor's huge fist had already appeared in front of him. Boom. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor raised the Blood Prison Axe to block, but the fist print was extremely strong and contained millions of kilograms of divine force. It directly blasted the Blood Prison Axe away. The fist print directly imprinted on the Blood Prison Demon Emperor's chest. Crack. A series of crisp sounds rang out. The bones in the Blood Prison Demon Emperor's chest were instantly broken. He spat out blood and many more cracks appeared on his body. He was about to explode. Bastard! The Blood Prison Demon Emperor roared again and again. His eyes were filled with anger. The lethality of the infinite demonic armor and the injuries caused by the human race's fire of destiny were intertwined. He actually felt the danger of dying. Boom, boom, boom. Dark Soaring Cloud instantly blasted out hundreds of punches. Like falling stars, the supreme stars covered the sky and the earth and suppressed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. The infinite demonic armor compressed Dark Soaring Cloud's chaotic demonic power to the extreme, and turned it into a kind of destructive power. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor roared again and again. Bloodlight rose around his body. Although he tried his best to resist, he sadly found that in front of the infinite demonic armor, he didn't even have a chance to fight back. If you want to kill an emperor, then let's see if you have the strength to withstand the emperor's dying blow. If you want to kill me, then die together with me. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor's eyes revealed a trace of crazy killing intent as he roared. Rumble. Bloodlight rose around his body, and turned into mysterious divine chains of order. A blood-colored great Tao soared into the sky and pierced through heaven and earth. It was majestic and mysterious. This was the great Tao of blood that the Blood Prison Demon Emperor cultivated. The blood-colored great path spread out in all directions. It was vast and mysterious, like a blood-colored purgatory. Within it, the cries of ghosts and howls of wolves rose. All kinds of terrifying demon gods appeared, as if they could tear everything apart and crush everything. This was the great Tao of a great emperor expert. Although the great Tao of origin could directly kill a strong enemy and tear the enemy's primordial spirit and Tao heart apart, it was impossible. It could be said that experts below the great emperor realm would find it difficult to resist the great Tao of origin of a great emperor. However, it was rare for a great emperor to use the great Tao of origin to kill an enemy. This was because if the great Tao of origin was damaged, the emperor's Tao would collapse instantly. In the best-case scenario, the great emperor would fall from the great emperor realm and be severely injured. In the worst-case scenario, the great emperor's soul would be destroyed. The Blood Prison Great Emperor was also forced by Dark Soaring Cloud. Therefore, he directly used the great Tao of blood to turn into purgatory to kill Dark Soaring Cloud. Has the great Tao of blood finally appeared? Unfortunately, your great Tao of blood has not been cultivated to the peak. Do you really think you can drag me down with you? After Dark Soaring Cloud saw the great Tao of blood, a cold smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. He did not evade and directly walked towards the blood-colored great Tao. Now the warm-up is over. Blood Prison Demon Emperor, you can die now. Dark Soaring Cloud's indifferent voice reverberated in the void. He raised his other hand, and a black light flickered on his palm. Then another infinite demonic armor appeared. Rumble. The two infinite demonic armors looked simple and mysterious. They contained a mysterious energy fluctuation. There were black runes intertwining between them. In an instant, they spread towards Dark Soaring Cloud's body. A black armor appeared and enveloped Dark Soaring Sky's entire body. Dark Soaring Cloud stepped into the blood-colored Great Tao and a black armor appeared on his body. It had a strange shape and looked ferocious. It made him look like a peerless demon god. This is. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor's body shook violently. His eyes were filled with disbelief. I'll answer for you. This is the complete infinite demonic armor. You have not even cultivated the Great Tao of Origin to the peak. How dare you use the Great Tao of Origin? You're courting death. Dark Soaring Cloud laughed coldly. Boom. In an instant, the black demonic light around him surged and turned into dark soaring clouds. Each of them looked like a real body and blasted towards the blood-colored Great Tao. Chapter 3305. The complete infinite demonic armor was a pair of gauntlets. After coming out of the Eternal Emperor Road, Darkness Ling Xiao and Buoxuan Wushuang had fought for 3 days and 3 nights. In the end, Darkness Ling Xiao had used all his means to kill Buoxuan Wushuang and take away the infinite demonic armor. When the infinite demonic armor was complete, it could turn into an invincible armor that could allow Darkness Ling Xiao to unleash 10 times or even 100 times his combat strength. At the same time, it could protect his physical body, Great Tao Origin, Primordial Spirit and Tao Heart. At this moment, there were 3 illusory infinite demonic armors in Darkness Ling Xiao's body, making him invincible and flawless. Rumble. At this moment, he had unleashed the full power of the infinite demonic armor. In an instant, it was as if thousands of Darkness Ling Xiao had attacked at the same time. The destructive and terrifying power of the Great Ending swept out. Although the Blood Prison Demon Emperor's Crimson Great Tao was extremely powerful, it could not withstand the infinite demonic armor and exploded. The crimson light surged like an ocean, gushing out in all directions. Ah! The Blood Prison Demon Emperor roared. His eyes were filled with disbelief and horror. Then he exploded with a loud bang. His flesh and blood had completely fused with the blood-colored origin, trying to dissipate in all directions. His indestructible primordial spirit seemed to have suffered a heavy blow and was extremely weak. It was also filled with cracks, as if it would collapse at any time. This was the backlash after the Great Tao of Origin collapsed. Even a powerful Great Emperor could not withstand it. Whoosh! The Blood Prison Demon Emperor's indestructible primordial spirit looked at Darkness Ling Xiao with hatred and wanted to teleport away. However, Darkness Ling Xiao reached out and grabbed. The infinite demonic armor seemed to have frozen the surrounding void. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor's indestructible primordial spirit had no chance to escape and was caught in the palm of his hand. Let me go, let me go. If you dare to kill me, the Undying Demon Emperor and the Primitive Demon Emperor will never let you go. The Undying Demon Emperor's indestructible primordial spirit struggled violently in Darkness Ling Xiao's hand and roared. Darkness Ling Xiao didn't pay any attention to him. Black light spread out from his body, turning into ancient runes. The runes intertwined like a vast devouring vortex, enveloping the blood-red light in the sky. Those were the shattered quintessence of the Grand Tao of Blood. And if nothing unexpected happened, they would quickly return to the heavens and the earth. However, Darkness Soaring Clouds wanted to devour them by force and completely turn them into a part of him. A mysterious bone appeared on Dark Ling Xiao's chest, exuding an immortal and mysterious light. The blood-red light was like a whale swallowing the sea, rapidly being devoured by the bone. This is the Devil Realm's Origin Devil Bone. Damn it! Why do you have the Devil Realm's Origin Devil Bone? The Blood Prison Demon Emperor looked as if he had seen a ghost. His eyes were filled with disbelief and fear. After seeing the Origin Demon Bone, the Blood Prison Demon Emperor's expression changed drastically, as if he had seen something terrifying. Lord Demon Master, I'm willing to submit to you. I'm willing to offer my imprint of the origin of the Great Tao and become your most loyal servant. Please spare my life, spare me. The blood prison demon emperor suddenly looked at darkness soaring clouds. There was no longer a trace of arrogance and dominance in his eyes. Instead, they were filled with pleading. Your strength is too weak. If the immortal demon emperor, or the original demon emperor, were willing to become my servant, I might consider it. As for you, you'd better die. Darkness soaring clouds said indifferently. Then he clenched his fist and the power of the infinite demon armor erupted. The blood prison demon emperor's indestructible primordial spirit exploded. Ah no. The blood prison demon emperor let out a shrill cry. But soon, his shattered indestructible primordial spirit was swallowed up by the origin demon bone along with his flesh and blood origin, completely disappearing without a trace. The blood prison demon emperor had fallen. In the distance, the blood prison axe buzzed and let out a mournful cry. In an instant, a crack appeared on it, and the weapon's spirit dissipated instantly. As if sensing the blood prison demon emperor's fall, the weapon spirit of the blood prison axe chose to follow its master and die. You're loyal, but it's a pity that your master is too weak. In that case, you'll become a part of the infinite demon armor. Darkness soaring clouds grabbed the blood prison axe in his hand, and said indifferently. He pressed the blood prison axe against the infinite demon armor. The infinite demon armor spread out like water waves, and the blood prison axe was directly devoured by the infinite demon armor. After devouring the blood prison axe, the infinite demon armor released an incomparably human-like wave of satisfaction. The blood prison demon emperor is dead. I'm afraid that the immortal demon emperor and the original demon emperor can't sit still anymore, right? Only by killing all of you will the person behind the scenes show himself. I'm the demon lord, and I'll be the true master of the demon realm. Darkling Shao muttered to himself. His eyes shone with incomparable sharpness, like the edge of a blade, causing ripples to appear in the void. Darkness soaring clouds looked into the distance, in the direction of the demon realm's territory. He turned into a black streamer, and instantly moved towards the demon realm's territory. Blood rain fell from the sky in the Eldritch continent. In the sky, there seemed to be a sea of blood surging, and finally, it turned into a rain of blood. Dark clouds rolled, and the sky changed color. It was a scene of apocalypse, and it was incomparably oppressive. This is the heavens whale vision. Could it be that a great emperor has fallen? Someone exclaimed in a trembling voice. The heavens whale vision was a vision that would only appear when a peerless expert had fallen, and the heavenly Tao sensed it. To be able to cause such a scene in the Eldritch continent, other than the fall of a great emperor, what else could it be? The fall of a great emperor? How is that possible? Great emperors are peerless and invincible. Who can kill them? Could it be that some expert is cultivating some kind of forbidden technique? Some people were suspicious. In the battle of the heavenly court in the human territory, the celestial emperor and the blood prison demon emperor were severely injured, but the emperor of Kunwu Mountain didn't kill them. They shouldn't have fallen. Who knows? Although the emperor of Kunwu Mountain didn't kill them, they were severely injured. Maybe other great emperors took advantage of the situation and killed one of them? That's very likely. This must be the heavens whale vision that only appears when a great emperor has fallen. I just don't know if it's the celestial emperor or the blood prison demon emperor who has fallen. Whether it's the fall of the celestial emperor or the blood prison demon emperor, this is a major event that will shock the entire Eldritch continent. Quickly go and investigate. The heavens whale vision alarmed all the experts in the Eldritch continent. After all, the fall of a great emperor was a distant memory from an era ago. In the hearts of many people, a great emperor represented an invincible existence, a supreme existence that reigned supreme in the myriad worlds. How could he fall? Moreover, the integration of the myriad worlds had just been completed. The new Eldritch continent was full of vitality, and the myriad races had begun to rise. Although there were frequent battles, they were all controlled within a small area. Not to mention great emperors, even emperors rarely joined the battle. If a great emperor were to fall, there would be endless hatred. It would be a massacre that would wipe out entire clans and sections. That would be the most terrifying time. There's news that not far from the demon race's territory, Someone has discovered the aura of the Blood Prison Demon Emperor's fall. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor has fallen. In the end, the exact news came and immediately caused an uproar in the Eldritch continent. What? The Blood Prison Demon Emperor has fallen? Could it be that the Emperor of Kunwu Mountain has taken action? Someone guessed. It shouldn't be. The Emperor of Kunwu Mountain has already released the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. If he dares to attack the Blood Prison Demon Emperor again, the human race and the demon race will immediately start a bloody war, which is very disadvantageous for the human race. The Emperor of Kunwu Mountain shouldn't be so unwise. Some people also thought that it was not the Emperor of Kunwu Mountain. There's news that it seems that a young man in a ferocious demon armor with monstrous demon chi killed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. And that man's cultivation seems to be only at the Emperor realm. Someone seemed to have seen the details of the battle from afar, and came out to say, "What? An Emperor realm expert killed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor? That's an Emperor Slayer. Who is the genius of the demon race? Isn't he afraid of becoming the enemy of the entire demon race?" Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air, and their bodies trembled. But no matter how they guessed, they did not know who the person was. However, some of the races that were hostile to the demon race were very excited and celebrating. The death of the Blood Prison Demon Emperor was indeed good news for them. Especially the human race. All the major forces of the human race also breathed a sigh of relief. Now it seemed that the demon race had fallen into internal strife, and they probably wouldn't have time to care about the human race in a short time, right? The human race could finally have a moment of respite. Just when the entire Eldritch continent was shocked by the death of the Blood Prison Demon Emperor, Darkness Ling Xiao had already entered the demon race's territory. "I've already killed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor, and my origin demon bone has begun to awaken. If I can kill another great emperor, my origin demon bone will be completely completed, and I may be able to usher in the opportunity to become an emperor." Darkness Ling Xiao thought to himself, and there was a trace of sharpness in his eyes. He could imagine that after the Blood Prison Demon Emperor was killed, the Undying Demon Emperor and the Primitive Demon Emperor must be incomparably furious, and he roughly knew where the Undying Demon Emperor and the Primitive Demon Emperor were sleeping. He might be able to attack the Primitive Demon Emperor, but the Undying Demon Emperor would definitely not sit idly by. Darkness Ling Xiao was extremely wary of the Undying Demon Emperor. The Undying Demon Emperor was an epic great emperor, and no one knew how many eras he had lived, and how strong he was. Although he had been severely injured by the Heavenly Emperor, no one could deny the Undying Demon Emperor's strength. In fact, other than those hidden demon emperors and incomparably ancient monsters, the Undying Demon Emperor was the true lord of the demon race. After entering the demon race's territory, Darkness Ling Xiao felt a faint sense of danger. He was afraid that the Undying Demon Emperor and the Primitive Demon Emperor had already known about the death of the Blood Prison Demon Emperor, and it would not be long before the two of them completely awakened. At this moment, Darkness Ling Xiao heard two ear-piercing sounds. "Zhuer, you said that you found traces of my father. We've been flying for so long, haven't we arrived yet?" An incomparably crisp voice of a girl was heard, and it sounded very innocent and sweet. After hearing that voice, Darkness Ling Xiao's heart skipped a beat. In an instant, light flashed around him, and he disappeared into the void. Chapter 3306. Swoosh. Swoosh. The two figures landed on top of a lush mountain. They were a 16 or 17-year-old girl, and a 7 or 8-year-old girl. The young girl had a beautiful appearance. She was wearing a green dress. Her teeth were bright, and her eyes were very lively. As for the 7 or 8-year-old little girl, she was wearing a pure white gauze dress. Her skin was crystal clear, white with a tinge of red. Her pair of big eyes were clear and bright, filled with innocence. She looked very cute. They were Princess Luo Luo and her maid, Zhuer, who had just left the heavenly court. "Your Highness, why aren't you flying? We haven't reached our destination yet. We'll be able to see Lord Ling Xiao after passing through a few more mountains," Zhuer said with a smile. "But isn't the demon race's territory in front of us? Is my father in the demon race's territory now?" Luo Luo asked hesitantly. That's right. After Lord Ling Xiao left Eternal Emperor Road, he was trapped in the demon race's territory by the experts of the demon race. Princess Luo Luo, don't you want to save your father? Zhu said with a smile, a strange look flashing in her eyes. All right then. Zhu, I believe in you. You must bring me to my father. Luo Luo looked at Zhu seriously. Don't worry, Your Highness. Zhu won't lie to you. You'll definitely be able to see Lord Ling Xiao in a while. Zhu said with certainty. Let's go then. Luo Luo's eyes were filled with excitement. She instantly rose into the air and flew into the distance. Zhu's lips curled into a triumphant smile. She also leaped up and chased after Luo Luo. I didn't expect Luo Luo's cultivation to reach the Imperial Emperor realm in just a few hundred years. The innate chaotic body is indeed terrifying. But this little girl knows how to hide her cultivation. How interesting. In the chaotic void, Dark Ling Xiao hid his figure and aura and followed behind Luo Luo and Zhu. A rare gentle smile appeared in Dark Ling Xiao's eyes. Luo Luo and Zhu looked like they were only in the Saint King realm. However, Dark Ling Xiao realized that Luo Luo's cultivation had already broken through to the Imperial Emperor realm. She was just hiding her cultivation with the heaven-shrouding secret skill. I want to see who is the person who is plotting against Luo Luo. Anyone who touches my daughter will die. Dark Ling Xiao sneered. His eyes revealed a trace of cold killing intent. Luo Luo and Zhu flew for another several 100,000 li, before finally entering the territory of the demon race. They stopped in front of a valley filled with demon qi. In the valley, there were many people of the Devil clan with powerful auras. They seemed to be on high alert. They were surrounding a huge altar and worshipping Princess Luo Luo. They are the ones who have trapped Lord Ling Xiao. Let's charge in and break their formation so that Lord Ling Xiao can escape. Zhu said softly as she pointed at the numerous demon race experts in the valley. Good. Then Zhu, let's attack together and save father. Luo Luo was extremely excited. Wang. A small purple gold hammer appeared in her palm. In an instant, wind and thunder surged, lightning intertwined, and a huge thunderbolt came crashing down towards the valley. Rumble. The thunderbolt was blazing. It was the purest nine heavens divine thunder, and contained the power of evil. As it came crashing down, it instantly turned several demon race experts below into ashes. Enemy attack. A furious roar sounded. In the valley, many demon race experts revealed blood-red killing intent in their eyes. They leaped into the sky and charged towards Luo Luo. Zhu Luo Luo wanted to call Zhu but when she turned around, she realized that Zhu had disappeared. Among the demon race experts, there was no lack of saint kings and even heavenly venerables. Their demon qi filled the sky, and their eyes were filled with hatred. They surrounded Luo Luo. It's a human? Very good. A human dares to come here to die. Capture her and sacrifice her to the great demon lord. The leader of the demon race experts sneered. With a wave of his hand, many demon race experts charged towards Luo Luo. Demon brat, prepare to die. Although she did not know where Zhu had gone, Luo Luo did not seem surprised at all. She stared at the many demon race experts in front of her. The purple golden hammer in her hand suddenly expanded to 10,000 feet in size. It was like a huge mountain, emitting dazzling thunderbolts. Bolts of thunderbolts came crashing down. None of the demon race experts were a match for Luo Luo. They were all killed by the power of the thunderbolts. Rumble. The purple golden hammer contained a great amount of divine power. It came crashing down from the sky. Even heavenly venerables could not dodge it, and were smashed into a bloody mist. With the purple golden hammer in her hand, Luo Luo was awe-inspiring. She killed in all directions, causing the demon race experts to wail and howl. In the void, Zhu came in front of a few figures with unfathomable auras. Master, I did not disappoint you. I have brought Luo Luo here. Zhu reported respectfully. Very good. Your mission has been completed. You can go in peace. An old figure said indifferently. Then he slammed his palm down on Zhu. Zhu's body shook violently. Her eyes were filled with horror. She had never thought that she would end up like this after completing her mission. Bang. However, she did not have the slightest chance to resist. Her entire body exploded into nothingness. She was completely obliterated. Is there a need to be so cautious? The leader of the group was a young man. His entire body was shrouded in chaotic light. He was mysterious and unfathomable. At this moment, he seemed to be frowning. Lord Holy Sun, you must act with caution. You should know how powerful and domineering Ling Xiao is. The Emperor of Kuanwu Mountain and the human Emperor Jiangyuyang are also on his side. They are very powerful. We must not reveal any flaws, the old figure said slowly. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gone through so much trouble to lure Luoluo here and fight with the Devil Clan. We wanted to shift the blame onto the Devil Clan and make Luoluos capture the Devil Clan. Another middle-aged man nodded and said, Lord Holy Sun, you are the hope of all of us. You are also the hope of the entire human race. You must not be soft-hearted. You will soon become an emperor. If you offer Luoluo to the Lord Ruler, the human race will have a true backer. At that time, Ling Xiao and Kuanwu Mountain will not be a problem. There were two other figures who also tried to persuade him in a soft voice. I understand. However, if we really do that, we will not rest until Ling Xiao is dead. There will be no room for negotiation in the future. The young figure sighed softly. Lord Holy Sun, I know you can't bear it. However, Ling Xiao is overbearing and arrogant. He has offended thousands of races. Even if he becomes an emperor, it will be a disaster for the human race. Moreover, he is now the target of public criticism. Everyone is watching him. He has the secret of transcendence. Even the great emperors will not let him go. Whether he can survive this ordeal is another matter. Lord Holy Sun, if you become an emperor, you will be the true 10th emperor of the human race. You will also be a blessing for the human race. The old figure advised. I understand all this. Don't worry, I will not go easy on Luoluo. The young figure nodded and said. That Luoluo is only at the Saint King realm. How is she so powerful? This demon race tribe is not weak. She has almost killed them all? The middle-aged figure exclaimed softly. Originally, we wanted to wait for her to fall into the hands of the demon race before we take action. However, it seems that we can't wait any longer. Lord Holy Sun, the four of us will take action and capture her alive. Then we will hand her over to you immediately. The old man's eyes glowed as he immediately made a decision. All right. The young figure nodded and said, Damn it. She is just a little girl. She looks very young. How can her strength be so terrifying? If this continues, all of our people will be killed by her. Let's retreat, Patriarch. This little girl is not to be trifled with. Let's leave this place first. There is a saying in the human race. Where there is life, there is hope. Many experts of the demon race were terrified by the slaughter. They clustered around their leader, and each of them revealed a look of fear. The demon race revered the strong the most. Luoluo had used her strength to prove her strength to all the demon race experts. Therefore, these demon race people were immediately terrified. The leader of the demon race was dressed in animal skin. He was muscular and held a mace in his hand. He was a heavenly venerate expert. However, at this moment, his face was twitching and he did not dare to step forward. Didn't he see that the other two heavenly venerates in the tribe had been smashed to death by Luoluo's purple golden hammer? If he rushed forward, he would only be sending himself to death. Who is it? Luoluo, who was in the midst of killing, suddenly felt danger approaching. Her eyes flashed, and she swung the purple golden hammer in her hand without hesitation. Rumble. For figures with powerful auras appeared in the void. As soon as they appeared, they immediately attacked Luoluo without the slightest hesitation. Vast Emperor aura filled the air. Their attacks contained the power of great Tao origin. They were 4 Emperor Realm experts. 4 Emperor Realm experts? SSS, and they are all from the human race. What is going on? Internal strife in the human race? The demon race experts widened their eyes in fear. At the same time, they were confused. They were worshipping the demon lord here. Who had they offended? Luoluo had rushed over and killed a lot of people. She did not expect that 4 Emperor Realm experts would come. Fortunately, the 4 Emperor Realm experts were not here to deal with them. They were here to capture this cute little girl. It seemed that there was some internal strife in the human race. However, why did the human race's internal strife come to the demon race's territory? Leader, why do you care so much? Run. This is the best opportunity. One of his subordinates reminded him. That's right. Run. The leader of the demon race nodded in agreement. Then he instantly led a group of subordinates and ran wildly. At this moment, no one cared about them, because the 4 Emperor Realm experts were already charging towards Luoluo. Bang! The huge violet golden hammer was sent flying after the blazing thunderbolts were destroyed. A huge palm came crashing down from the sky, as if it contained a vast void, trying to trap Luoluo within it. Who are you people? Luoluo's little face was tense. Her big eyes were filled with anger. She threw out a punch and collided with the huge palm. Boom! Chaotic light rose from Luoluo's body. This punch was incomparably fierce. It seemed to contain millions of kilograms of divine power. It had the power to split open the sky. It directly blasted the huge palm print into pieces. What? This Luoluo is actually so strong? The eyes of the 4 human emperors were filled with shock. A Saint King could not resist at all in the hands of an Emperor Realm expert. However, Luoluo had actually blocked the joint attack of the 4 of them. Her strength was a little terrifying. Moreover, they realized that Luoluo's physical body was extremely terrifying. It seemed to contain a supreme power that could destroy the world. Cowards who hide their heads but show their tails. You must be Zhuer's master, right? Since you let Zhuer trick me here, why don't you dare to show your true appearance? Luoluo widened her eyes and looked at the human Emperor Realm experts in front of her. She pretended to be a dignified adult. However, her voice was clear and delicate, which still made her sound very cute. You actually know that Zhuer lied to you? The eyes of the 4 human emperors were filled with surprise. Luoluo actually knew that Zhuer was a spy? Since she knew, why did she still dare to come? Could it be that there was an expert secretly protecting Luoluo? The 4 imperial emperors of the human race immediately became extremely vigilant. Stop looking for me. It's just me. Who are you? Why are you still so cowardly to catch a child like me? Luoluo asked persistently. Little Princess Luoluo, if you want to know who we are, why don't you surrender and we'll tell you? The old voice said slowly. Surrender without a fight? But you can't beat me. Why should I surrender? Luoluo tilted her head and asked. We can't beat you? You're only a Saint King. Do you really think you can resist the 4 Emperor Realm experts? If you don't know what's good for you, we'll kill you later. The middle-aged figure sneered. Don't talk so much nonsense with her. I feel that something is not right. Hurry up and capture her first. The old figure said decisively. All right. The 4 emperors from the human race released their powerful emperor's aura and pressed down on Luoluo. Their eyes were cold and sharp. In an instant, they came across the sky and grabbed at Luoluo like lightning. I'm angry. Luoluo pouted and her eyes were filled with anger. These sneaky scoundrels were obviously from the human race. Now they wanted to capture her. Moreover, they seemed to think that little Princess Luoluo was easy to bully. In that case, I'll show you the true strength of little Princess Luoluo. Crack. Some kind of seal on Luoluo's body seemed to be broken. An extremely terrifying chaotic light spewed out, and an ancient Emperor Realm aura spread. It was as if a great emperor had awakened. In an instant, Luoluo became extremely majestic and mysterious. Chapter 3307. What? Her cultivation has actually reached the Imperial Monarch realm? The 4 imperial emperors of the human race were in disbelief. Changsheng's birth was only a few hundred years ago, right? In just a few hundred years, her cultivation had reached the Imperial Emperor realm. Such monstrous talent, as expected of the innate chaotic body. Comparatively speaking, the 4 of them had lived for a few million years, and they'd experienced all sorts of hardships before finally cultivating into the Imperial Monarch realm. Compared to Luoluo, they'd simply lived like dogs. This little girl is actually hiding her cultivation? Oh no. There's a change in the situation. Hurry up and capture her. The four imperial emperors could not care less about the shock and depression in their hearts. The killing intent in their eyes burned even brighter as they attacked with all their might. Boom! A dazzling long snake swept across the sky, containing an unparalleled power that could devour the heavens and the earth. It wanted to devour Changsheng directly. In the surrounding void, runes rose up and formations covered the sky. A gigantic palm print covered the sky. The four sovereign emperors of the human race executed their powerful sealing techniques one after another. Covering the sky and covering the earth, they attacked Changsheng. "You bad guys, I must see who you are." Changsheng pouted and said angrily. "Little Princess Changsheng is angry. The consequences are serious. However, these few trash should not be the mastermind. I want to see who is still hiding in the dark." Darkness, Ling Xiao sneered. He hid in the chaotic void and did not attack. Instead, he waited patiently for the mastermind to appear. Although the four imperial emperors in front of him looked very powerful, in Darkness Ling Xiao's opinion, they were not worthy of his attention. They were no match for Changsheng at all. Although Changsheng looked young, this little girl was mischievous. She was not as naive as she looked on the surface. Just the fact that she hid her cultivation was enough to make the four imperial emperors suffer. Boom! In Changsheng's palm, a dazzling light shone. Immediately, all kinds of swords, spears, swords, halberds and hundreds of thousands of weapons surged into the void like a torrent. Every weapon was extremely powerful. To Changsheng, controlling so many weapons at the same time did not seem to burden her at all. In an instant, she collided with the four imperial emperors. The four human imperial emperors realized that they couldn't approach longevity at all. Those weapons shone with dazzling sharpness and unparalleled power. It was as though they could pierce through everything. Even their sealing techniques could only seal a few weapons. It was useless against the longevity. On the contrary, this torrent of weapons formed a golden army region, enveloping the four human imperial emperors and unleashing a peerless massacre. So many quasi-emperor weapons? Damn it! The middle-aged figure's eyes were filled with jealousy. He was both shocked and furious. After cultivating to become a sovereign emperor, he had only managed to accumulate one or two quasi-emperor weapons after several million years. However, compared to Changsheng, he was simply a beggar. This little girl is too difficult to deal with. I didn't want to expose myself, but now I can't care so much. Zhou Tian's God-restricting lock, go. A glint flashed across the eyes of the white-haired old man, and a quaint stone lock appeared in his palm. In an instant, it flew towards Changsheng. A vast extreme emperor's aura gushed out, and the golden army region trembled violently. Those powerful weapons that were blocking it were all smashed into dust by the stone lock. The Zhou Tian's God-restricting lock was actually an extreme emperor weapon. The Zhou Tian's God-restricting lock pierced through the golden army region at an extremely fast speed, and arrived in front of Changsheng. It was about to suppress her head. Buzz. At that moment, an incomparably mysterious fluctuation was emitted from Luo Luo's body. Yin and Yang Qi rose up and instantly formed a mysterious yin-yang taiji diagram above Luo Luo's head. The yin-yang taiji diagram also released a dazzling light. Extreme Emperor's aura gushed out and collided with the Zhou Tian's God-restricting lock. Boom! A terrifying sound wave spread out in all directions. The void shook violently, and cracks appeared in it. It's the Supreme Tao Palace's yin-yang taiji diagram? Damn it, she's just a little girl. How can she have an extreme emperor weapon? This time, the four human race emperors could no longer remain calm. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. That was one of the human race's supreme treasures. It was an extreme emperor weapon that could suppress fate. In terms of power, it was even stronger than the Zhou Tian's God-restricting lock. However, this was not the end. You bad guys, stand still. Changsheng shouted and waved his chubby hand. Instantly, an ancient geomantic compass flew out. It was covered in strange runes as it flew towards the four imperial emperors. The void seemed to have started to distort. In the mysterious radiance, a mysterious long river could be vaguely seen. It filled the void as if it had pierced through the past, present, and future. This is the time compass. Not good. The old man's body shook violently. His eyes were filled with horror, and he wanted to teleport away. However, the time compass was extremely fast. It appeared above the 4 human race emperors in an instant. As the time river surrounded them, the 4 human race emperors felt as if time had stopped. Their thoughts became extremely slow. Although they were still conscious, they felt as if they had sunk into a quagmire. They were rooted to the spot and could not move. The time compass was the supreme treasure of the flowing time emperor. It was extremely famous in the entire universe. They did not expect it to be with Changsheng. The 4 human race emperors felt as if their hearts were bleeding. Was this the little princess of the heavenly court, the daughter that Ling Xiao doted on the most? Not only did she give them a few thousand boundary emperor weapons, she even gave them 2 of the strongest extreme emperor weapons. However, what they did not know was that Changsheng originally had 4 extreme emperor weapons. However, she did not bring all of them with her as she was in a hurry to leave. Moreover, she could not hide the aura of the 4 extreme emperor weapons. In the end, she only brought out the yin-yang mysterious map and the time compass. These 2 extreme emperor weapons were extremely mysterious. One was for offense and the other was for defense. In addition to Changsheng's heaven-defying innate chaotic body, it was 10 times or even 100 times easier for her to control the extreme emperor weapons. Even a supreme emperor would find it difficult to break through Changsheng's defense. You idiots, do you really think that I, Changsheng, am so easily fooled? I'm just sharing my father's burdens and finding out who you guys are hiding behind the scenes. Now I want to see who you are. Changsheng smiled proudly. She flew towards the 4 human race emperors, wanting to see their faces. Buzz. However, at this moment, a ripple appeared in the void. A figure covered in chaotic light silently appeared in front of Changsheng and blocked her path. Although the face of the young figure could not be seen, the mysterious essence of chaos radiated from his body. There was an incomparably complicated look in his eyes as he looked at longevity. Who are you? You also have the aura of chaos origin. Do you also have the innate chaotic body? Changsheng stopped and looked at the young figure in front of her curiously. She could feel that the person in front of her was extremely dangerous, and not to be trifled with. I am not as blessed as you. I only have the innate chaotic body. Little Princess Changsheng, for the sake of the human race, I must capture you. Sorry for the offense. The young figure said slowly. He casually waved his sleeve and a mysterious power immediately surged out. It directly destroyed the river of time and rescued the 4 human imperial emperors. The time compass spun and flew back into Luo Luo's palm. You want to capture me? Then can you tell me who you are? Changsheng blinked her big eyes and asked curiously. Little Princess Changsheng, I know that you have a treasure that can contact the emperor. However, I have sealed the void within a radius of 10,000 miles. You can't contact him now. Therefore, stalling for time is useless to you. The young figure said slowly. His words immediately caused Changsheng's expression to change slightly. You know my purpose? Changsheng looked at the young figure and said. Her eyes were bright and contained a mysterious power of insight. It was as if she wanted to see through the young figure's true appearance. Of course. Little Princess Changsheng deliberately came here to lure me out, right? You want to contact the Emperor of Faith to save you at the last moment. I have to say that this is a very clever plan. Even I didn't think of it at first. The young figure said faintly as he walked towards Changsheng. Although he didn't make a move, the chaotic light around him rose. It was as if the chaos was opening up, and the world was giving birth to a mysterious scene. It formed an incomparably powerful aura that suppressed Changsheng. That aura seemed to have sealed the sky in all directions. It was extremely oppressive. It was like billions of huge waves that made people unable to resist at all. He was determined to take action against longevity. Should I call you the Chaotic Saint or the Wuji Saint? With your status, you actually attacked a little girl. You are really shameless. A cold and indifferent voice sounded with a hint of mockery. Buzz. In front of Changsheng, black demonic light surged and instantly turned into a figure wearing black armor. He looked like a demon god that had descended. Darkness Lingxiao. He stood in front of Changsheng and blocked the powerful aura that was like a violent storm for Changsheng. Changsheng could not help but widen his eyes. Who is this person? It looked very unfamiliar. But there was also a very familiar feeling. It's you, Demon Lord? After seeing darkness Lingxiao appear, the young figure trembled all over. There was a trace of disbelief in his eyes. He finally stopped hiding his aura and appearance. It was meaningless. He walked out of the chaos and revealed a handsome and elegant face. It was the chaotic saint, Wuji. Chaotic saint, you are the pride of the human race. Now you want to attack Changsheng. You humans have always been good at bullying others. Don't you know what Lingxiao means to the human race? After seeing the chaotic saint, darkness Lingxiao's eyes flashed with killing intent. The corner of his mouth was full of mockery. Chapter 3308. Although Lingxiao has obtained the secret of transcendence, he is destined to be unable to keep it. Once he appears, he will bring disaster to the entire human race. Besides, this is a matter of the human race. What does it have to do with you? Demon Master, hand over Changsheng. I don't want to be enemies with the demon race for the time being, but that doesn't mean you can be so presumptuous in front of me. The primal chaos saint said faintly, his expression extremely calm. Lingxiao will bring disaster to the human race? So, you're saying that you're the savior of the human race? The savior of the human race needs to capture a little girl and force her to submit to others? Lingxiao darkness sneered, his eyes full of mockery. Presumptuous. What do you know, demon brat? Saint, quickly capture Changsheng. I suspect this guy is stalling for time. The old figure reprimanded coldly, and then said to the chaos saint, you have all done such shameful things. Are you still afraid of people finding out? Besides, even the blood prison demon emperor died in my hands. Do I need others to deal with trash like you? Lingxiao darkness sneered. What? The blood prison demon emperor died in your hands? How is that possible? The 4 human imperial emperors shuddered, their eyes filled with disbelief. The blood rain and the heavens whale phenomenon just now was because of the blood prison demon emperor's death? No wonder. Demon Master, I didn't expect you to be so powerful. It seems that I have underestimated you. The Chaos Saint took a deep look at Lingxiao darkness. Cut the crap. If you want to capture Changsheng, you have to get through me first. If you don't want to fight, get out of my sight. Lingxiao darkness said coldly. Demon Master, don't be so arrogant. The saint will become a great emperor in the future. He is the lord of the human race. How dare you disrespect the saint emperor of the human race? A mere demon brat dares to call himself the demon master. You are courting death. The 4 emperors of the human race berated in unison. Their eyes were filled with indifference. The blood prison demon monarch was heavily injured by the Kuan-Wu Mountain's imperial emperor, but his strength is still extraordinary. The fact that you can kill him shows that you are indeed strong. Devil Master, take one of my attacks. If you can, I'll leave immediately. If you can't, hand Princess Changsheng over to me. How about it? The primal chaos saint stared at Dark Lingxiao and said indifferently. Ah, no problem. However, if you can't beat me, I'll personally kill you. Dark Lingxiao laughed loudly. His eyes were filled with incomparably cruel killing intent. He could tell that the primal chaos saint and the others did not want to be entangled here for fear of attracting other demon race experts. However, dark soaring clouds did not intend to let them off so easily. Since they dared to have designs on immortality, they should be prepared to die. Uncle, are you my father's friend? Changsheng tugged at dark soaring cloud's sleeves, tilted her head and asked curiously. This uncle, who had suddenly appeared, exuded a monstrous demonic aura. The armor on his body was incomparably ferocious. He appeared cruel and callous. However, Changsheng naturally felt a sense of familiarity towards him. That's right. I'm your father's friend. I'll help you kill these bad guys. How about that? Dark soaring cloud's eyes revealed a trace of gentleness as he patted Changsheng's head. Princess Changsheng, don't listen to him. He's a member of the demon race, and is known as the Devil Master. He's deliberately trying to get close to you. He definitely wants to harm you. Come with me. I promise I won't harm your life. The primal chaos saint said slowly to Changsheng. I won't believe you. You're a bad guy. My father told me that although humans are divided into different races, they are also divided into good and evil. The demon race and the human race are enemies, but there are good and bad people in the demon race as well. There are good and bad people in the human race as well. I believe this uncle. He's a good person and you're a big bad guy. Changsheng stood beside dark soaring clouds and glared at the primal chaos saint as she spoke angrily. Well said, Changsheng. However, I'm not a good person either and I don't want to be one. However, I'm your father's friend. I'll protect you. That's enough. Dark soaring clouds smiled faintly. Little bastard, how dare you insult my saint? You're courting death. The old figure said coldly with a trace of cold murderous intent in his eyes. Old dog, you're courting death. Dark soaring clouds' eyes flashed with murderous intent as he instantly threw a punch at the old figure. Crack. The unparalleled primal chaos fist print seemed to be able to destroy everything. The tragic aura that came from it caused the old figure's expression to change drastically. There was no way he could block this punch. If no one helped him, he would definitely die under this punch. Saint, save me. The old figure shouted as his eyes were filled with terror. Demon Lord, there's no need to vent your anger on others in our battle. The primal chaos saint sighed softly. He took a step forward and immediately stood in front of dark soaring clouds. Then he waved his sleeve and like a chaotic vortex, it swallowed everything and blocked the punch. Crack. The primal chaos fist print was unparalleled, as if it contained a myriad of divine powers. When it collided with the primal chaos saint's sleeve, a terrifying shockwave erupted and spread in all directions. The primal chaos saint was slightly shocked and couldn't help but take a few steps back before he could stabilize himself. Oh no! The primal chaos saint's expression suddenly changed. He suddenly sensed that this punch wasn't the true power of darkness soaring clouds. At this moment, a black beam of light, containing the power to destroy everything, silently appeared behind the old man and abruptly pierced through his head. Crack! The old figure's face was originally filled with the joy of surviving a calamity, but at this moment, that joy gradually froze, and it was replaced by disbelief and shock. His head exploded, and his indestructible primordial spirit completely turned to dust. He died instantly. You can't save the person I want to kill. Dark soaring clouds sneered as if he was mocking the primal chaos saint. That aged figure was merely a 6th-level imperial monarch, so how could he possibly resist the targeting and attack of darkness soaring sky? Even if the primal chaos saint saved him, he would definitely die. The primal chaos saint's expression instantly turned gloomy and a trace of cold murderous intent appeared in his eyes. Although the old figure wasn't very strong, he was still his senior. Now he had died in the hands of dark soaring clouds just like that. Demon Master, I would like to see what right you have to protect Changsheng. What right you have to be arrogant in front of me. The primal chaos saint said word by word. His eyes were sharp and his body instantly erupted with chaotic divine light like raging waves. Rumble. Streaks of chaotic lightning rose as if there were the roars of chaotic beasts. All kinds of mysterious phenomena appeared behind the primal chaos saint. He walked towards Dark Lingxiao, as if he had come from the ancient times. A vast aura of heavenly might pressed down on Dark Lingxiao. Very good. Are you starting to get angry? If you don't use your full strength, I'm afraid you'll say that I'm bullying you. This is more fun, isn't it? Come. Take a punch from me first. Dark soaring clouds sneered. Dark light rose around his body and chaotic mist filled the air. He faced the primal chaos saint's overwhelming aura and threw out a punch. The infinite demonic armor seemed to have merged with dark soaring clouds. It made his chaos demon bloodline boil instantly, and he unleashed a power that was 10 times or 100 times stronger. A huge dark fist print like a chaotic divine mountain swept across the sky, and went straight for the primal chaos saint's head. Primal chaos infinite fist. The primal chaos saint's eyes were cold as he threw out a punch toward dark soaring cloud's heart. It was as if a chaotic world had exploded and emitted endless light. The primal chaos saint was naturally compatible with the primal chaos ancient scripture of the primal chaos sacred hall. He had successfully cultivated all the emperor arts and supreme forbidden arts in the primal chaos ancient scripture. He had the power to destroy heaven and earth. His fist radiance was vast and mighty like a falling meteor. As it was said, the chaos was boundless. What this punch revealed was the scene before the chaos was born and the heavens and the earth were split apart. It was mysterious, unfathomable, and contained boundless might. Behind the primal chaos saint, there seemed to be a blurry shadow of chaos that appeared. It strengthened the primal chaos saint, causing his strength to skyrocket. You have formed a physical body and a Tao spirit? It seems that I have underestimated you. Dark soaring clouds exclaimed. His eyes were sharp and cold as he attacked without mercy. He clashed with the primal chaos saint, and both of them seemed to be frozen in the void. Crack. The chaotic light appeared and split heaven and earth apart. One was a chaos demon bloodline, and the other was the primal chaos saint. Both of them were proficient in the power of chaos, and their strength was terrifying. However, Dark Soaring Cloud's body did not change. He stood in the chaotic void like an ancient demon god, and exuded an unparalleled demonic aura. On the other hand, the primal chaos saint was sent flying by Dark Soaring Cloud's punch. His blood was boiling and he almost lost feeling in his arms. Is this the power of the infinite demonic armor? No wonder it has the power to kill an emperor. However, how can you prove your Tao and become an emperor if you only rely on external forces? The primal chaos saint praised as his eyes were sharp and bright. Even an emperor has an extreme Tao emperor weapon. Who said that proving one's Tao and becoming an emperor doesn't need external help? If that's all you've got, don't blame me for killing you today. Dark Soaring Cloud sneered. He soared into the sky again, and threw a punch at the primal chaos saint. The infinite demonic armor contained the mighty power of the great destruction and the great returning ruins. It condensed the power to the extreme, and could even break the origin of the great Tao. It was extremely terrifying. The primal chaos saint also felt the terrifying pressure from the infinite demonic armor, and his expression turned solemn. However, a light flashed in his palm, and an ancient bell with chaotic colors appeared. Clang! A crisp sound filled the air, as if it was going to shake the 3,000 worlds and control the life and death of billions of living beings. The Bell of Chaos. Legend has it that this is a supreme treasure left behind by the primal Chaos Emperor. It was made by imitating the Bell of Destiny of the deity tribe, and even has 90% of the power of the Bell of Destiny. However, do you think the Bell of Chaos can defeat me? Dark Ling Zhao's eyes flashed as he said indifferently. The Bell of Chaos may not be able to defeat you, but someone else can. Demon Lord, I'm sorry. The primal Chaos Saint said indifferently. Boom. Chaotic light rose around him, and he quickly formed a seal with his hands. A mysterious chaotic rune appeared, and he slapped it on the Bell of Chaos. The Bell of Chaos seemed to have come to life. In an instant, it erupted with an incomparably terrifying Emperor's aura. The Bell of Chaos began to spin, and in an instant, it suppressed Darkness Lingxiao. What? A sharp light flashed in Dark Soaring Cloud's eyes. He felt an extremely dangerous energy fluctuation from the Bell of Chaos. Whoosh! Dark Soaring Cloud's body flashed, and he threw a punch at the primal Chaos Saint. He was extremely decisive in his attack. No matter what the primal Chaos Saint wanted to do, he wanted to suppress the primal Chaos Saint first. Rumble. However, the Bell of Chaos followed him like a shadow. It floated above Dark Cloud's head like a chaotic divine mountain. It expanded in an instant and shot out beams of dazzling light. It trapped Dark Cloud within, forming an extremely mysterious chaotic domain. Chapter 3309. Break it. Darkness Lingxiao's eyes were filled with murderous intent. The infinite demonic armor gave off a monstrous demonic light. He threw out a punch, trying to break out of the chaos realm. Gotcha! Streaks of chaotic light pillars shattered. Even though the Chaos Bell was extremely powerful and was a top-notch Emperor weapon, it could not stop the power of the infinite demonic armor. However, there seemed to be a mysterious power awakening within the Chaos Bell. Its aura was vast and boundless, as though it had penetrated through the ages and suppressed the myriad of worlds. It was mysterious and immortal. Under the support of the mysterious power, streaks of light pillars fell, causing the Chaos Realm to become increasingly powerful. It imprisoned Darkness Lingxiao within it. Lord Ruler, please. The Chaos Saint said respectfully. He then cut open his palm. In an instant, crimson light filled the air. He quickly formed a seal with his hands, forming an extremely mysterious chaotic rune in the void. He then slapped it into the chaos bell. Buzz. The chaos bell's sound waves rippled. It was ancient and mysterious. It seemed to have spread throughout the chaos realm, and shook the chaotic void. The mysterious power within the chaos bell had completely awakened. Endless chaotic light spewed out. Streaks of divine chains of order intertwined. An extremely mysterious figure seemed to have appeared vaguely. Although the figure's face couldn't be seen, it looked like an old man sitting cross-legged on the bell of chaos. In an instant, the bell of chaos had an unparalleled divine power that could suppress the 8 desolates. Boom. The chaos bell suppressed darkness Lingxiao mightily. It was as though it wanted to suck him into the chaos bell. What? Could that be an epic great emperor? Darkness Lingxiao's body trembled. His eyes were extremely solemn. He felt that the power of the chaos bell had increased by 100 times in an instant. It was as though millions of mountains were pressing down on him. Although he was wearing the infinite demonic armor, he could not escape at all. Could that be the legendary Chaos Great Emperor? Darkness Lingxiao was shocked and thought to himself. Excuse me. The Chaos Saint looked at Darkness Lingxiao indifferently. Then a sharp light flashed in his eyes, and he immediately grabbed at Changsheng. Chaos Saint, you're courting death. If you dare to harm even a single strand of hair on Changsheng's head, I will slaughter the entire Chaos Temple, and make sure you never reincarnate. A cold light flashed in Dark Ling Zhao's eyes as he shouted angrily. Rumble. He threw out hundreds of punches in an instant. Every single one of them was incomparably violent, constantly shattering the surrounding pillars of chaotic light, in an attempt to escape from the domain of chaos. However, the old figure on the bell of chaos was like a stabilizing needle. He controlled the origin of chaos and his strength was unfathomable. Darkness Lingxiao was unable to break free for the time being. You bad guy. Changsheng's face was filled with vigilance as he said furiously. Wang. The yin-yang tai chi diagram and the chrono compass instantly floated out, exuding a mysterious monarch aura, protecting Changsheng in the middle. It's useless. Princess Changsheng, you are no match for me. Come with me obediently and I won't hurt you. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rough. The primal chaos saint said indifferently with a sharp look in his eyes. Impossible. Changsheng snorted coldly. She pointed her finger, and the chrono compass immediately spun and shone brightly. A long river of time came crashing down on the primal chaos saint. If that's the case, then I'll offend you. The primal chaos saint's eyes turned cold. Chaotic light gushed out from his body as he threw out a punch. The unparalleled chaotic fist print suppressed Wuji and destroyed everything. In an instant, the long river of time was smashed into dust, and then collided with the chrono compass. Boom. The chrono compass shook violently, and was sent flying by the primal chaos saint's punch. Uncle Faith, come and save me. Changsheng decisively pulled out a golden jade pendant hanging around his neck. Next, he mobilized the golden jade pendant and shouted at it. Come here. Wang. The golden jade pendant trembled slightly, and instantly turned into a golden glow. It was mysterious and dazzling and contained a majestic power of faith. What? Oh no. The primal chaos saint's face changed and he immediately reached out to grab Changsheng. His speed was as fast as lightning as he wanted to capture Changsheng first. Wang. Longevity pouted and the pure and mysterious power of primordial chaos surged around him, surging into the yin-yang taijutsu. The yin-yang taijutsu shone brightly as it spun. The yin-yang taijutsu seemingly came to life to stand before the saint of primordial chaos. Bang! The primal chaos saint and the yin-yang taijutsu shook violently at the same time. The yin-yang taijutsu blocked the primal chaos saint's attack and forced him to retreat. At this moment, a mysterious vortex seemed to have formed in the dazzling golden light, and an incomparably powerful figure stepped out of the vortex. Boom! Vast and majestic golden glow gushed out. Faithling Xiao was like an ancient emperor. He wore a golden dragon robe, a flat imperial crown on his head, and a pair of cloud-treading boots. He was surrounded by dazzling golden light and looked noble, majestic, and mysterious. The Emperor of Faith. The primal chaos saint's body shook. After seeing Faithling Xiao, There was a trace of fear in his eyes. Compared to darkness Ling Xiao, he was more afraid of the Emperor of Faith. This mysterious Emperor of Faith was like a celestial emperor. He wanted to establish a celestial court, and gather the power of all humans to walk the supreme path of faith, and create an immortal celestial court. Even when the blood prison demonic emperor and the immortal king joined forces to attack the celestial court, he easily resolved their attack, and even caused the immortal king to be severely injured, and the blood prison demonic emperor to die. The primal chaos saint couldn't help but be wary of such a terrifying existence, who could even use great emperors as pawns. I didn't expect the primal chaos temple to use such means to deal with a little girl. In that case, there's no need for the primal chaos temple to exist. Faith Ling Xiao's gaze fell on the primal chaos saint as soon as he appeared. There was a trace of sharpness in his eyes as he spoke indifferently. Whether the primal chaos temple exists or not is not up to you. I won't attack Changsheng today, but you should know that she has the connate chaotic body. If you can't protect her, I can't protect her either. The primal chaos saint devoured. The primal chaos saint looked deeply at Faith Ling Xiao, then turned around and put away the bell of chaos. He swept up the 3 human emperors and teleported away. When he saw Faith Ling Xiao appear, he didn't hesitate at all. He didn't even think about probing. Even though he knew that this Emperor of Faith was very likely just a replica, he still didn't dare to attack. That bastard. If not for the Bell of Chaos, I would have killed him today. Dark Ling Xiao was furious, but there was nowhere for him to vent his anger. He looked at the primal chaos saint's disappearing figure and spat hatefully. This isn't the place to talk. There are already great demons coming. Let's leave this place first. Faith Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he swept Changsheng up and flew into the distance. Wait for me. Dark Ling Xiao was a little embarrassed, but he still chased after him. After 1,000,000 miles of teleportation, they stopped in a barren mountain range in the demon world. Changsheng, you're being a little disobedient this time. Faith Ling Xiao looked at Changsheng and said seriously, Uncle Faith, it's my fault. Changsheng bit her lip and bowed her head. She understood Faith Ling Xiao's words. Although she thought she was foolproof, if Dark Ling Xiao hadn't appeared this time, even if she'd summoned Faith Ling Xiao, it would have been difficult for her to escape the primal chaos saint's capture. After all, the Faith Ling Xiao that she had summoned was indeed only a clone. Don't scare the child. I say, Faith, you can't even protect Changsheng. What are you doing? If I hadn't appeared in time this time, Changsheng would have been taken away. Dark Ling Xiao glared at Faith Ling Xiao, his eyes full of cold arrogance. That's right. If you hadn't appeared in time and been suppressed by the Bell of Chaos, Changsheng would have been taken away by the primal chaos saint. Idiot, you only know how to fight with your infinite demonic armor. If you had taken Changsheng away, would this have happened? Faith Ling Xiao looked at Dark Ling Xiao indifferently and said mercilessly. Darkness soaring firmament immediately flew into a rage. Faith, how would I know that the Bell of Chaos was so strange? I suspect that the primal Chaos Emperor isn't dead, and is hiding in the Bell of Chaos. Fortunately, Changsheng is fine. Otherwise, I don't think you'd be able to. Cough cough, explain yourself to Ling Xiao. Dark Ling Xiao snorted coldly. The primal Chaos Emperor is indeed not dead. Perhaps it's more appropriate to call him the primal Chaos Overlord. However, if he was hiding in the Bell of Chaos, you would have died 100 times already. Even if you have the infinite demonic armor, it's useless. Faith Ling Xiao glanced at him. Dark Ling Xiao gnashed his teeth in anger. This was the first time he'd met Faith Ling Xiao. However, the two seemed to be at odds with each other. One was extremely righteous, while the other was extremely evil. If they weren't Ling Xiao's replicas, they would have fought as soon as they met. Uncles, don't quarrel. It's all Changsheng's fault. If Changsheng hadn't caused this disaster, things wouldn't have turned out this way. Changsheng hurriedly said when he saw Faith Ling Xiao and Dark Ling Xiao's expressions. Changsheng, this has nothing to do with you. We're your father's good friends. It's our duty to protect you. Can you go back to the heavenly court with your uncle Faith? Don't run around in the future. That's the safest place. A gentle look appeared on Darkness Ling Xiao's face. He quickly crouched down and patted Changsheng's little head. Okay. Changsheng bit his lips. No. Changsheng can't go back to the heavenly court. Faith Ling Xiao suddenly said. What? Dark Ling Xiao raised his eyebrows and was about to explode. Now the heavenly court has become a place of conflict. The entire Eldritch continent's attention is focused on the heavenly court. I'm afraid everyone will soon know that Changsheng has the innate chaotic body. She'll be in danger if she stays in the heavenly court, Faith Ling Xiao explained. Then what do you think we should do? Dark Ling Xiao understood the meaning of Faith Ling Xiao's words, and said with a grave expression. Take Changsheng and go to the demon race. Faith Ling Xiao said slowly. Go to the demon race? Wouldn't Changsheng be like a lamb in a tiger's den? Although my combat strength is unparalleled, the demon race's waters run deep. You should know that the Undying Demon Emperor and Primitive Demon Emperor aren't the only demons. There are many hidden old monsters. Dark Ling Xiao asked puzzledly. As the saying goes, the most dangerous place is the safest place. Your identity as the Demon Lord is the best cover. If you take Changsheng with you, no one will know that she's the real Changsheng. Moreover, Changsheng may be of great help to you. If you really want to deal with the Undying Demon Emperor and Primitive Demon Emperor, Changsheng should be able to help you, Faith Ling Xiao said lightly. His eyes were deep and mysterious, as if there were countless thoughts colliding in his mind. He seemed to be calculating something. Good. If you can't protect Changsheng, I'm naturally stronger than you. She'll be safer with me. But Faith, those stinky rats in the gutter of the human race must be cleaned up quickly. A group of despicable people who only know how to play tricks behind the scenes. I really want to kill them all. Dark Ling Xiao sneered. I'll take care of it. However, you must not be impulsive when you take Changsheng to the demon race. You must protect Changsheng well, Faith Ling Xiao said seriously. I said, today was just an accident. Why are you so long-winded? Changsheng, go with your Uncle Darkness. Uncle Darkness will take you to the demon race to have some fun. How about it? Dark Ling Xiao sneered. Then he walked to Longevity's side, picked him up, and said with a smile. Go to the demon race? Good, good. I've only heard about the ferocity of the demon race, but I've never been to the demon race. This time, I must go and broaden my horizons. Uncle Faith, we're leaving. Take care of yourself. Changsheng's eyes lit up and quickly nodded. She lay in Dark Ling Xiao's arms and waved her small hands at Faith Ling Xiao. Take care. Faith Ling Xiao looked at the backs of Changsheng and Dark Ling Xiao. There was a trace of ripple in his eyes. His whole body was covered in bright golden light, and he disappeared into the void in an instant. Chapter 33:10. Uncle Darkness, where are we going now? Changsheng blinked her big, curious eyes and asked Darkness Ling Xiao. Shall we destroy the Blood Prison Demon Sect? Darkness Ling Xiao said with a smile. Blood Prison Demon Sect? Is that the sect that the Blood Prison Demon Emperor is in? Great. The Blood Prison Demon Emperor wanted to capture Changsheng, but was chased away by Uncle Faith and Grandpa Kunwa Mountain. Let's destroy the Blood Prison Demon Sect. Changsheng said excitedly. Her face was red and her eyes were full of eagerness. However, to prevent your identity from being exposed, I need to disguise you. How about you become my subordinate? Darkness Ling Xiao said with a smile. A light flashed in his palm, and the image of Zhu Ganglai appeared. Upon seeing Zhu Ganglai, Changsheng immediately shook her head and said, No, this pig is too ugly. I don't want to become a pig. However, it's easy to disguise my identity. Watch my heaven-shrouding secret technique, transform. Changsheng was afraid that the darkness would turn her into Zhu Ganglai. She hurriedly used the heaven-shrouding secret technique. Light flashed around her, and she instantly turned into a 16 or 17-year-old youth. He looked valiant and extraordinary. He wore a golden divine dragon armor. He was tall and slender. His face was cold and arrogant. There was even a devilish smile on his lips. This is Long Outian. Dark Ling Xiao was also stunned. That's right. I am Long Outian. Changsheng said with a proud smile. Her eyes were full of pride. Dark Soaring Cloud's forehead was filled with black lines. Changsheng, I'm afraid that when you sneaked out to play, you often turned into Long Outyin and let him take the blame for you, right? Darkness Ling Xiao said angrily. Who said so? Although Uncle Long Outyin is handsome, I've only turned into him 7 or 8 times. I've turned into Uncle Zhao Ritian, Uncle Daoist Wu Liang, and Uncle Yi Liangchen. They're too ugly. I haven't. However, Uncle Darkness, you look so handsome now. I can turn into you in the future. Chongqing blinked her big eyes and smiled proudly. Long Outyin is good. You can turn into Long Outyin. I heard that in the Blood Prison Demon sect, there is an ancient illusion demon tree that has been watered by the blood of billions of living beings. The blood demon Dao fruit that it bears is about to ripen. This is a supreme treasure that only ripens once every million years. Just in time to snatch it and use it to improve your cultivation. Darkling Xiao said hurriedly. He was having a headache now. If Chongsheng were to take on his appearance, wouldn't she be hunted down by countless people? Darkness Ling Xiao knew his own limits. Although he called himself the Devil Lord, his reputation in the Devil world was probably rotten. If he dared to appear in the Devil world, he would probably be hunted down by countless experts. But this time, Dark Soaring Clouds planned to enter the demon race's territory in an upright manner. He wanted to be the true Devil Lord, the Lord of all devils. Blood Demon Dao Fruit? Good, good. I've also read in ancient books that this Blood Demon Dao Fruit is a treasure used to refine Supreme Emperor pills. It contains many great Dao origins, so it must be delicious. Chongsheng's eyes glowed. He was practically drooling. That's right. The Blood Demon Dao Fruit is formed by the blood of billions of living beings. It contains the great Dao origins comprehended by many experts. For others, it must be refined into a pill before they can consume it. But for you, you have the innate chaotic body. You can directly consume the Blood Demon Dao Fruit to increase your cultivation, and the effect will be even better. Darkness Ling Xiao said with a smile. Then what are we waiting for? Uncle Darkness, let's go. Chongsheng said impatiently. All right, let's go. Darkness Ling Xiao said with a smile. Then he rolled up his sleeves and swept Chongsheng up, flying towards the Blood Prison Demon sect. Rumble. Lightning rose around Darkness Ling Xiao's body. The darkness origin intertwined, and the chaos fog spread. It made him look like a peerless devil god. He didn't hide his aura at all. Just like that, he flew across millions of miles of demon territory, and flew towards the Blood Prison Demon sect. The cultivation of a peerless Emperor realm expert burst out mightily. Darkness Ling Xiao was like a black sun in the sky, instantly alarming countless demon experts. Who is that? He's a peerless Emperor realm expert? Someone trembled all over, and opened his eyes from a deep sleep. His eyes were full of shock and uncertainty. Such a rich chaos origin aura and such pure darkness force. Could it be the Demon Lord who returned from the Eternal Emperor Road? The Demon Lord is actually the Dark Holy Sun, right? What a boastful person to call himself the Demon Lord. The Demon Lord is of great significance to our demon race. He's the ruler of the 10 great sects and 10 great demon tribes in the demon realm. What makes him worthy? She'll lower your voice. Did you see the strange phenomenon of the blood rain not long ago? I heard that it was because the Blood Prison Demon Emperor had fallen. The person who killed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor is very likely this Demon Lord. What? He killed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. In the demon realm, many experts looked at Dark Ling Xiao's figure with bewilderment and uncertainty. Originally, they had only regarded Dark Soaring Sky as a junior disciple, and had scoffed at him calling himself the Demon Lord. But when they heard that the Blood Prison Demon Emperor had died at the hands of Darkness Ling Xiao, they could no longer remain calm. Darkness Ling Xiao was one of the 3 demon emperors in the demon realm. His strength was domineering and terrifying. He had once fought with the Heavenly Emperor and survived. Who would have thought that the Blood Prison Demon Emperor would die at the hands of Darkness Ling Xiao? No one dared to look down on Darkness Ling Xiao anymore. Many people looked at him with eyes full of fear. The Demon Lord is not afraid of the Blood Prison Demon sect's revenge. The Blood Prison Demon sect's strength is monstrous, second only to the Immortal Demon sect and Primitive Demon sect. I'm afraid they won't let the Demon Lord go, right? Look, The demon lord seems to be heading towards the blood prison demon sect. What? He killed the blood prison demon emperor, and now he wants to destroy the blood prison demon sect? Oh no, something big is going to happen. Many experts from the devil world turned pale. The major forces were in a frenzy. Many experts even began to leap into the sky, following behind dark soaring clouds as they flew towards the blood prison demon sect. If Darkness Lingxiao was really going for the blood prison demon sect, then something big was going to happen. Uncle Darkness, there seems to be a lot of experts from the demon clan following us. Should we kill them all? Chongqing asked eagerly. There's no hurry. They're just a bunch of sneaky scoundrels. Our top priority is to kill our way to the blood prison demon sect and uproot it. Darkness Lingxiao smiled coldly. The more he looked at Chongqing, the more satisfied he was. This little girl was far from being as innocent as she looked. Deep down, there was a kind of carefree killing intent. It was a kind of courage and determination that was fearless and dared to challenge everything. I'm really lucky to have such a good daughter. At this moment, a trace of envy and jealousy grew in Darkness Lingxiao's heart. Yes, and the blood demon Dao fruit. We must make them hand it all over. If they don't hand it over, we'll go in and snatch it. Chongqing was so excited that her face turned red. Cough cough. Keep a low profile, keep a low profile. Chongqing, the blood prison demon sect is full of danger. Don't try to show off. The chrono compass and the yin-yang mysterious map have been exposed. Use them if you can. If you want to kill someone, use the dark heavenly wheel that I just gave you. Do you understand? Darkness Lingxiao coughed violently and hurriedly reminded her. He was afraid that Chongqing would be too excited and rush into the blood prison demon sect. After all, it was a great emperor orthodoxy. The blood prison demon sect must have a supreme emperor array and an extreme emperor weapon. They must be careful. It could even be said that although the blood prison demon sect did not have a great emperor, it was not easier to destroy the blood prison demon sect than to kill a great emperor. Yes, I understand. Uncle Darkness, I'll listen to you. Chongqing nodded like a chick pecking at rice. Soon they arrived at the blood prison demon sect. The place where the blood prison demon sect was located was called the Bloody Sea region. It was one of the 3,000 regions in the demonic realm. The Bloody Sea region was surrounded by a sea that was as red as blood. The seawater was blood red, and it was filled with a strong smell of blood all year round. It was said that the Bloody Sea region was the center of the great divine demon war. The flesh and blood of countless living beings gathered and formed the Bloody Sea region. In the middle of the Bloody Sea region was an incomparably huge island that was tens of millions of miles wide. It was not an exaggeration to say that it was a continent. The mountain range on the island was tens of thousands of feet high. The mountain range was also blood red, and even the vegetation on the mountain range was emitting a demonic blood red light. The place contained a strong blood-attributed demonic qi. It was a supreme sacred ground for cultivating the great Tao of blood. This incomparably huge island was the blood prison demon sect. Darkness Lingxiao and Chongqing appeared directly in the sky above the blood prison demon sect. They did not hide their cultivation base, and exuded a mighty emperor aura that caused the surrounding bloody sea to surge violently as if a terrifying storm would be set off at any time. Who dares to offend the blood prison demon sect? A cold voice rang out and exploded in the void. Boom. As if sensing the aura of Darkness Lingxiao and Chongqing, an old man in blood-red robes with a cold and majestic face stepped out from the blood prison demon sect. He also exuded a powerful emperor aura. He was an imperial emperor realm patriarch of the blood prison demon sect. Behind him, there were over 1,000 demon blood guards with terrifying auras. They were all wearing blood-red armor, revealing only a pair of cold and cruel eyes. Their auras intertwined with each other, and a monstrous murderous aura rushed out, causing the imperial emperors to feel a little fearful. The blood-robed elder's eyes landed on Darkness Lingxiao. There was a trace of bewilderment in his eyes. He could feel that Darkness Lingxiao's strength was extremely terrifying. Perhaps he had reached the level of a peerless imperial emperor. Such a peerless expert, and he looked so young, had come to the blood prison demon sect. It was obvious that he did not come with good intentions. Who are you? Why have you come to the blood prison demon sect? The blood-robed old man squeezed out a smile on his cold face and asked slowly. He had no choice. Darkness Lingxiao's strength was too terrifying. He was no match for him, so he could only lower his stance. I am the Demon Lord. Today, I have come to destroy the Blood Prison Demon Sect. Darkness Lingxiao said indifferently with a trace of cold killing intent in his eyes. Chapter 33:11. Dark Lingxiao's voice resounded like thunder in the void, causing the surrounding blood sea to explode into huge waves. What? The blood-robed elder trembled, his eyes filled with shock and anger. He had not expected Dark Lingxiao to be so direct and domineering as to say that he would destroy the Blood Prison Demon Sect. Demon Lord? How arrogant. Although your cultivation is extraordinary and you have reached the peerless Imperial Emperor realm, even a great emperor would not dare to say that he would destroy the Blood Prison Demon Sect, let alone an Imperial Emperor. If you don't want to die, hurry up and get lost. Otherwise, leave your life behind. The blood-robed elder was so angry that he laughed and stared at Dark Lingxiao. Although his cultivation was not as high as Dark Lingxiao's, this was the Blood Prison Demon Sect, so he naturally had enough confidence. Even if a peerless Imperial Emperor acted presumptuously here, the Blood Prison Demon Sect would be able to completely destroy him. It seems like you still don't know who I am. In that case, let me introduce myself again. I am the Demon Lord who has just killed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor, and is now here to destroy his orthodoxy. Do you know who I am now? Dark Lingxiao smiled coldly. Chaotic demon light gushed out from his body, causing the surrounding void to tremble violently. You killed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. It was you? The blood-robed elder trembled, his eyes filled with disbelief and horror. Even the group of demon blood guards behind him, whose auras were as vast and unfathomable as the sea, revealed an extremely shocked expression. Who was the Blood Prison Demon Emperor? He had attained his Tao in the previous era, and was the founder of the Blood Prison Demon Sect. He was also the spiritual totem of the Blood Prison Demon Sect. It was because of the existence of the Blood Prison Demon Emperor that the Blood Prison Demon Sect could become an existence second only to the Immortal Demon Sect and the Primitive Demon Sect. Now Dark Lingxiao was saying that he had killed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor? No. The blood-robed elder's eyes were about to split open. He spat out a mouthful of blood and let out an incomparably shrill roar. Although he did not want to believe it, he had to believe that the Blood Prison Demon Emperor might have really died at the hands of Dark Lingxiao. At this moment, the Blood Prison Demon Sect was in chaos. The news of the Blood Prison Demon Emperor's soul lamp extinguished had already caused the higher-ups to panic. Are you going to surrender yourselves? Or are you going to wait for me to kill all of you? Dark Lingxiao sneered. Demon Lord, don't be too arrogant. Lord Blood Prison Devil Emperor was severely injured by the Kuan-Wu Mountain's sovereign monarch. You're taking advantage of the situation, despicable and shameless. You killed my devil race's great sovereign. You're a traitor and a disgrace to the devil race. Do you really think you have the strength Emperor's strength? The blood-robed elder was Dark Lingxiao Lingxiao had had his eyes. If looks could kill, Dark High Firmament would have died 10,000 times already. It's not up to you to decide whether or not I have the strength to slay a sovereign. Looks like all of you have chosen to resist stubbornly. Since that's the case, then all of you can die. Dark Lingxiao is boom. His ferocious-looking armor spewed out chaotic demonic light. His black hair fluttered in the wind, and the demonic light was cold. He stepped on the void and a monstrous aura pressed down on the blood-robed elder and the others. Demon Lord, kill him. The blood-robed old man's expression changed abruptly, and he immediately roared. He quickly retreated with a group of blood demon guards. As for the surrounding sea of blood, it began to churn. Great waves rose to the sky and bloody light surged. One after another, blood-colored pythons charged out from the sea of blood. A dense swarm of them moved to entangle dark soaring cloud and longevity. In the blood sea, a giant blood-red python soared into the sky. The blood-red python was tens of thousands of feet long, and looked like a divine dragon. Its body was covered in blood-red snake scales that shone with a cold light. The ferocious snake raised its head high and flicked its tongue. Its eyes were like blood moons, filled with bloodthirsty murderous intent. It was an ancient giant beast with a cultivation comparable to a peerless emperor. It was the demonic beast of the Blood Prison Demon sect. It was subdued by the Blood Prison Demon sect from the chaos, and guarded the mountain gate of the Blood Prison Demon sect. The blood-robed old man did not hesitate at all when he sensed darkness Lingxiao's strength. He immediately summoned the guardian magical beast. Kill. Dark Lingxiao's eyes flashed with murderous intent. He suddenly roared and a terrifying sound wave spread out. In an instant, the blood-red pythons were reduced to dust. He instantly rushed out and an unparalleled fist print shot out like lightning, aiming for the blood-red python's head. Hiss! As if it had sensed the great threat coming from dark soaring cloud. The blood-red python opened its mouth and spat out blood-red flames. It was like an eruption of a mountain, instantly engulfing dark soaring cloud in an attempt to completely refine him. Rumble! The armor on Dark Lingxiao's body seemed to be able to destroy everything. The blood-red flames were nothing to him. He instantly pierced through the blood sea and punched the python's head. Crack! The punch seemed to be able to split the sky and the earth. It contained endless power. The blood-red python's tough scales were instantly blasted apart by Dark Lingxiao. The dark soaring cloud was like a bolt of lightning. It smashed into the blood-colored python's body, like a hot knife through butter. Then it directly pierced through its body and rushed out. Die! Dark Lingxiao's eyes flashed with murderous intent. After piercing through the python's head, he suddenly roared and punched again without giving the python any time to react. The fist expanded in the void like a chaotic divine mountain. It was incomparably ferocious and overbearing. The blood-red python issued a miserable hiss from its mouth. Then it was instantly suppressed by the fist. Its head exploded with a loud bang. Even the python's soul did not manage to escape in time. It was blown apart by the punch. Boom. The headless snake's body fell into the sea of blood, instantly causing huge waves to surge. Dark Lingxiao did not even look at the blood-red python. His eyes were filled with murderous intent as he looked at the blood-robed elder and the demon blood guards. Oh no! Quickly retreat to the mountain gate. Senior brothers and uncle masters, quickly activate the protective mountain array. The blood-robed old man's body trembled. His eyes were filled with horror as he roared madly. He did not expect the demon venerable to be defeated so quickly. The demon venerable's strength was extremely terrifying. He was the oldest living being in the Blood Prison Demon sect, and his cultivation had reached the Supreme Emperor realm. But even so, it couldn't even withstand 2 punches from dark cloud soaring darkness before it was blasted to death. The demon lord's strength was terrifying. Swoosh! 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 The blood-robed elder led the demon blood guards and rushed into the Blood Prison Demon sect. Rumble! As if it had heard the blood-robed elder's roar, the blood sea surged. There seemed to be a dragon's roar from the huge mountains in front of them. Roar! 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 A dragon's roar resounded through the sky. Above the huge mountains, blood-red dragons appeared. They intertwined with each other and exuded an ancient and terrifying aura. Those were the blood demon dragons. They were terrifying existences born from the Blood Prison Demon sect's destiny. Upon closer inspection, there were 360 blood demon dragons. 360 blood-red demonic dragons roared in unison, intertwining with each other and condensing into a terrifying formation that enveloped the entire Blood Prison demonic sect. The Blood Dragon devouring the sky array. This was the Supreme Emperor array that the Blood Prison Demon Emperor had personally set up. Its power was extremely terrifying. If an Imperial Emperor realm expert dared to barge in, he would probably be turned into a pool of blood and become nourishment for the array. At the same time, figures with terrifying auras came from the Blood Prison Demon sect. The 9 figures in the lead were like 9 blood-red suns that illuminated the sky. Their auras were extremely terrifying. They were the 9 Imperial Emperor realm experts. The auras of the 9 figures were extremely vast. The lowest cultivation was at the advanced Imperial Emperor realm. The 2 blood-robed elders in the lead were filled with a gloomy aura. Half of their bodies were about to enter the ground. They were 2 peerless Imperial Emperors. These were the 9 supreme elders of the Blood Prison Demon sect. They were also the 9 most powerful people in the Blood Prison Demon sect. Even the sect master of the Blood Prison Demon sect was far inferior to the 9 of them. The 2 peerless imperial emperors in the lead were the direct disciples of the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. Each of them had terrifying strength and were old monsters who had lived for a long time. "You are the one who killed our master, the Blood Prison Demon Emperor?" The 2 supreme elders in the lead were filled with monstrous killing intent as they stared at Dark Ling Xiao. Their eyes were filled with bone-deep hatred. Shui Kuang, Shui Ao. 2 of the 9 supreme elders in the Blood Prison Demon sect were the true rulers of the Blood Prison Demon sect. They were originally in seclusion, trying to break through to the Supreme Emperor realm and become emperors. However, the news of the Blood Prison Demon Emperor's death had shocked them. Now that they heard that the person who killed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor had come to the Blood Prison Demon sect, and even said that he was going to destroy the Blood Prison Demon sect, they were furious. "That's right. It's me. I didn't expect the Blood Prison Demon Emperor to have 2 disciples. Forget it. I'll kill all of you today to get rid of all future troubles." Dark Ling Xiao sneered as he looked indifferently at the many top powers in the Blood Prison Demon sect. It was as if he did not care about them at all. Arrogant. Do you really think that you can barge into the Blood Prison Demon sect as you wish? Since you dare to come, leave your life behind to pay tribute to my master's soul in heaven. Shui Kuang's eyes flashed with killing intent as he said coldly, "Rumble." A blood-red flag appeared in his palm. It danced wildly in the wind, releasing blazing light. As he waved it, blood-red runes instantly soared into the sky. The blood dragon swallowing the sky array seemed to have been activated in an instant. Rumble. A vast blood-red array surged as a huge blood-red demonic dragon that contained a terrifying emperor's aura instantly spread out and shrouded Dark Ling Xiao and Changsheng within it. The blood dragon swallows the sky and destroys all living things. Follow me in and kill the demon lord to avenge the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. Shui Kuang roared as the killing intent in his eyes burned fiercely. Yes. Many top powers from the Blood Prison Demon sect roared at the same time, their faces filled with cold killing intent. Under the leadership of Shui Kuang and Shui Ao, many top powers from the Blood Prison Demon sect instantly rushed into the blood dragon swallowing the sky array and charged toward Dark Ling Xiao. Rumble. Numerous blood-red demonic dragons wrapped in monstrous emperors aura madly charged toward Dark Ling Xiao and Changsheng. In an instant, the killing intent rose and the dragon's roar shook the sky. The entire Blood Prison Demon sect was shrouded in a peerless killing intent. Chapter 33:12. Blood Dragon Swallowing the Sky Formation? This is a formation that once killed a peerless Emperor Lord and forced a great Emperor to retreat. I'm afraid the Demon Lord is in danger. The Blood Prison Demon sect seems to be afraid of the Demon Lord. That's why they attacked with all their might. Although the Demon Lord is strong, he has yet to become an Emperor. Can he withstand the Blood Prison Demon sect's attack? I think the Demon Lord has underestimated his opponent. In the distance, many experts' divine thoughts intertwined as they discussed. Their eyes were filled with amazement. Seeing that the Demon Lord had come to the Blood Prison Demon sect, many of the Demon Clan powerhouses were gloating. The Fiend race's internal strife was not inferior to the human race at all. The Demon Clan respected the strong. Over the years, the Blood Prison Demon sect had been arrogant and domineering. They had offended many Demon Clan experts and forces. However, because of the Blood Prison Demon Emperor, no one dared to speak out. Now that they knew that the Blood Prison Demon Emperor had fallen in the hands of the Demon Lord, the Demon Lord came directly to the Blood Prison Demon sect. This made many Demon Clan members respect and admire him. If the Demon Lord really destroyed the Blood Prison Demon sect, they would be happy to see it happen. Therefore, no one chose to help the Blood Prison Demon sect. Instead, they watched the battle and laughed at it. When the Blood Dragon swallowing the sky formation appeared, they all looked solemn. The Blood Dragon swallowing the sky formation was famous in the demon realm. It had once killed a peerless Emperor Lord. Even Darkness Ling Xiao would not be able to withstand it, right? Shui Kuang and Shui Ao were also ruthless people. They knew that Darkness Ling Xiao's strength must be extremely terrifying. Even if the two of them joined forces, they would not be Darkness Ling Zhao's match. After all, someone who could kill the Blood Prison Demon Emperor and the demon sovereign of the Blood Prison Demon sect must have exceeded the limit of the Emperor realm. Perhaps he had reached the legendary realm of slaying emperors. Since they were enemies, they would either be destroyed by the enemy or take the initiative to destroy the enemy. Therefore, the two of them did not hesitate to activate the power of the Blood Dragon devouring the sky array. They led all the Empyrean lords of the Blood Prison Demon sect and charged into the array. They wanted to use the power of the array to completely annihilate Darkness Ling Zhao. It had to be said that their strategy was extremely correct. But the only thing was that they had underestimated Dark Soaring Sky's strength. Boom. The eyes of Dark Ling Zhao shone with an unparalleled sharpness as he punched out. The infinite demonic armor unleashed a power that could destroy everything in its path. That blood-colored demonic dragon that was streaking across the sky was blown apart by Dark Ling Zhao's punch. The infinite demonic armor was a supreme treasure that specialized in restraining unparalleled great emperors. It could even be called a supreme treasure that could slay great emperors. It was extremely ferocious. Although it wasn't a chaos supreme treasure, it wasn't any weaker than one. Although the blood dragon devouring the heavens grand formation was a flawless monarch formation that could unleash the might of a martial monarch, it just so happened that it had encountered the infinite demonic armor. Darkness soaring clouds soared into the sky, bringing longevity with him as they bombarded the blood-colored demonic dragons without respite, displaying a shocking level of combat prowess. Moreover, with the protection of the infinite demonic armor, Dark Soaring Sky seemed to have an immortal body that was impervious to all attacks. Although the blood dragon devouring the heavens grand formation was filled with peerless dragon might, blood-red light, blazing flames and flashing lightning, they couldn't harm Dark Soaring Sky in the slightest. Seeing Dark Soaring Sky's peerless divine might, Longevity's heart shook, his eyes filled with excitement and eagerness. Uncle Dark, you're so powerful. But longevity will only distract you if I stay here. Can you open a corner of the grand formation and send me into the Blood Prison Demon sect? Longevity transmitted his voice to Dark Soaring Sky. Send you into the Blood Prison Demon sect? Absolutely not. Who knows what dangers there are in the Blood Prison Demon sect? Wait until I break this grand formation and kill them all. Then I'll bring you in to look for the illusory demonic ancient tree. Dark Soaring Sky directly refused. Uncle Dark, I won't be in danger. In order to deal with you, all the Imperial Emperors and above in the Blood Prison Demon sect have entered the Blood Dragon devouring the heavens grand formation. Now no one in the Blood Prison Demon sect can harm me. I'll take this opportunity to go in and look for the Blood Demon Dao fruits. Otherwise, if you break the grand formation, they'll be desperate and directly destroy all the Blood Demon Dao fruits. That'll be bad. Changxing pleaded. Dark Soaring Sky thought about it and could only nod helplessly. All right. I'll secretly send you in later, but you must be careful. Don't act rashly. If you encounter danger, leave immediately. Uncle Dark, don't worry. I'll listen to you. Changxing said with a smile. As if they would listen to me. Dark Soaring Sky laughed bitterly in his heart. However, Longevity's audacity seemed to be exactly what he wanted. He decided to take the risk and find an opportunity to send Longevity into the Blood Prison Demon sect. Damn it. Although his combat strength is strong, why is his defense so terrifying? Even the Blood Dragon devouring the heavens grand formation can't do anything to him. Shui Kuang said with an ugly expression. Perhaps there's something strange about the armor on his body. I suspect that it might be a powerful defensive imperial weapon. Forget it. Let's take the Blood Prison Demon flag and attack together. Either he dies or we die. Shuai said with a hint of madness in his eyes. Alright, kill. Bloodlight rose around Shui Kuang and Shuai. In the Blood Dragon devouring the heavens grand formation, they seemed to have received the support of the Blood Dao origin, which increased their strength by a few times. The Blood Prison Demon flag fluttered in the air, as if it covered the sky. It was like a blood-red hell, pressing down on Dark Soaring Sky. Break. Dark Soaring Sky's eyes flashed with cold killing intent. He leaped into the sky and punched out. The unparalleled fist print collided with the blood-red hell. In an instant, thousands of heavy waves erupted. The unparalleled divine power directly destroyed the blood-red hell. Dark soaring sky exploded with unparalleled divine power. His entire body seemed to have merged with the infinite demonic armor, as he continuously collided with the blood prison demon flag. Blood-red waves erupted in the void as terrifying shock waves swept out in all directions. You trash are the same as the blood prison demon emperor. Do you think that you can stop me? Today, the blood prison demon sect will be annihilated. Dark soaring sky sneered as his eyes were filled with cold killing intent. He was like a bolt of black lightning. His unparalleled fist print could penetrate everything. Although the fist radiance didn't seem strong, it was unstoppable when it exploded. Even the blood prison demon flag buzzed and trembled as it was blown away by dark soaring sky's attacks. Although Shui Kuang and Shui Ao were powerful, and had the blood prison demon flag as well as the blood dragon devouring the heavens grand formation, they were powerless in front of dark soaring sky. It wasn't until they truly faced dark soaring heaven, and fought with him that they truly understood how powerful he was. Boom! Boom! Two unparalleled fist prints struck them and shattered their arms. It was as if billions of divine power had entered their bodies, causing them to tremble as they coughed out blood. Both of them were sent flying out at the same time. They were also peerless monarchs, but they felt a deep sense of powerlessness in front of darkness Lingxiao. Damn it! How can he be so strong? Shui Kuang and Shui Ao's eyes were filled with shock and anger. Even the blood dragon devouring the heavens grand formation couldn't kill dark soaring sky. If dark soaring sky managed to break out of the blood dragon devouring the heavens grand formation, the consequences would be unimaginable. Dark soaring sky's eyes were like lightning as chaotic light gushed out from his body. His fist prints swept across the void, causing the Supreme Emperor Array to tremble violently. Dark soaring sky's attacks weren't random. He was testing the blood dragon devouring the heavens grand formation to find the true node. He wanted to break the blood dragon devouring the heavens grand formation and find an opportunity to send Eternal out. Open! Darkness Lingxiao suddenly let out a roar and instantly punched out with both fists. In the endless chaotic light, it was as if a dark world had emerged. The heavens and earth were split open, the laws changed, the origin was born, and vitality emerged. Dozens of blood-red demonic dragons were directly pierced through by the dark soaring heavens, and were completely blown to smithereens. Dark soaring sky was extremely sensitive to the location of the grand formation's node and broke it, causing a gap to appear in the blood dragon devouring the heavens grand formation. Now is the time. Eternal, you have to be careful. Dark soaring sky transmitted his voice to dark soaring sky. He then waved his sleeve and under the cover of the chaotic divine light, Dark Eternal instantly rushed out of the gap. Don't worry, Uncle Dark. I will definitely take back all the treasures of the blood prison demon sect. Just wait for my good news. Eternal's voice was transmitted into dark soaring sky's consciousness. He then rushed out of the gap in the grand formation, and used the heaven-shrouding secret technique to conceal his aura. He then carefully moved towards the blood prison demon sect. Not good. He wants to break out of the grand formation. Don't let him break out. Quickly reinforce the grand formation. Shui Kuang roared, his eyes filled with horror. Puff. He suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood, and infused it into the blood prison demonic flag. The blood prison demonic flag blossomed with a dazzling light, and instantly integrated into the blood dragon devouring the heavens grand formation. Rumble. The blood dragon devouring the heavens grand formation seemed to have gone completely berserk. A terrifying aura rose, causing the surrounding sky to tremble violently. Crimson demonic dragons roared and charged towards dark soaring clouds in a frenzy. Trap him. I don't believe that he can continuously erupt with such powerful combat strength. He is only a peerless emperor. He must have used some kind of forbidden technique. Shui Ao said fiercely, his eyes filled with cold killing intent. Many experts of the blood prison demon sect were completely frightened by dark soaring sky. They all spat out blood essence and infused it into the blood dragon devouring the heavens grand formation, wanting to completely trap dark soaring sky. Dark soaring sky's lips curled into a faint mocking smile. He actually had a chance to escape from the Grand Formation just now, but in order to protect Eternal, he stayed behind. In his opinion, the blood dragon devouring the Heaven's Grand Formation was just a slightly sturdier cage that he could break out of at any time. Next, I will let you experience what true despair is. Dark Soaring Sky said coldly. Boom. His blood essence rose as his chaotic bloodline was completely unleashed. The infinite demonic armor was infused with chaotic energy. It seemed to have awakened some kind of mysterious energy. It trembled slightly and exuded a cheerful fluctuation. Dark Soaring Sky's body seemed to be surrounded by terrifying destructive lightning. In an instant, he broke through the bloody light that filled the sky. He moved through the Grand Formation and charged toward Shui Kuang and the others. Chapter 33:13. While Darkness Ling Xiao was fighting with the experts of the Blood Prison Demon Sect, Changsheng quietly snuck into the Blood Prison Demon Sect. Changsheng had an Imperial Emperor realm cultivation and used the Heaven Shrouding secret technique. When everyone in the Blood Prison Demon Sect was attracted by Darkness Ling Xiao, no one noticed her. She passed through the outer mountains of the Blood Prison Demon Sect and came to the core of the Blood Prison Demon Sect. Where is the illusory demonic ancient tree? Changsheng was very curious and full of doubts. Her perception was extremely sharp, but she could not detect the slightest aura of the illusory demonic ancient tree in the Blood Prison Demon Sect. The core of the Blood Prison Demon Sect was an incomparably huge floating mountain shrouded in a bright blood-red light. The space was layered and filled with all kinds of powerful arrays. After entering the floating mountain, she found that it was like a small world and was extremely vast. In the Blood Prison Demon Sect, many elders and disciples were in a hurry. As if they were facing a great enemy, they mobilized experts from all sides and went to support the supreme elders in the Mountain Protection Array. This time, for the Blood Prison Demon Sect, it was tantamount to a sect extermination crisis. After the Blood Prison Demon Emperor was killed by Darkness Ling Xiao, Darkness Ling Xiao came to the Blood Prison Demon Sect and wanted to exterminate the Blood Prison Demon Sect. This made everyone in the Blood Prison Demon Sect shocked and angry. They were used to being arrogant and had the power to kill and seize. It could be said that those who obeyed would prosper, and those who disobeyed would perish. Except for the Immortal Demon Sect and the Primitive Demon Sect, they did not take anyone else seriously. Now they also experienced the crisis and panic of an impending great calamity. Or should I capture a demon and interrogate him? Changsheng's eyes lit up slightly. Suddenly, like a stream of light, she quietly swept away into the distance. A young man with a Saint King realm cultivation came from afar. He looked extraordinary. That's him. Changsheng's heart skipped a beat. She quietly moved behind the man, and then punched the back of his head, trying to knock him out. Boom. The unparalleled fist print directly smashed the man's head. Blood filled the air, and even his primordial spirit was instantly annihilated. So weak. Changsheng was slightly stunned. She only wanted to knock this guy out and interrogate him for some information. She did not expect to kill him with a single punch. These people from the Blood Prison Demon Sect are too useless. I'll go easy on them next time. Changsheng looked around carefully. When she saw that no one had noticed her, she quickly put the guy's body into her storage space. He's actually about to break through to the Imperial Monarch realm. She must have an extraordinary position in the Blood Prison Demon Sect. Changsheng suddenly saw a figure from the corner of his eye. In the sky, the ancient and huge Blood Prison Hall was incomparably majestic. It was surrounded by a resplendent blood-red light and looked extremely mysterious. This was the most important meeting hall of the Blood Prison Demon Sect. At this moment, a beautiful woman wearing a red robe walked out of the Blood Prison Hall. The crimson-robed woman had a fiery figure and jade-like skin. Her cultivation had already reached the heavenly venerate realm. Her accumulation was incomparably deep, and her aura was unfathomable. At a glance, one could tell that she was a holy son or holy daughter. Changsheng immediately stared at her, then quietly shifted towards her. Boom. Changsheng threw a punch at the crimson-robed woman's head. This time, the force was much lighter, afraid that the crimson-robed woman would be killed again. Who's there? Unexpectedly, the crimson-robed woman was extremely vigilant. She suddenly roared and threw a punch at Changsheng. Crack! A crisp sound was heard. The crimson-robed woman's arm was instantly broken. However, she was also a ruthless person. She did not even frown. Using the unparalleled divine power, she suddenly shifted into the distance. Enemy attack! The crimson-robed woman shouted. Her eyes were filled with cold killing intent. Your reaction is fast, but it's useless. Changsheng was a little surprised and smiled slightly. A stream of light flashed under her feet, and she instantly appeared in front of the crimson-robed woman. Chaotic light spewed out like divine chains of order, instantly imprisoning the crimson-robed woman. The crimson-robed woman's body shook violently. Her eyes were filled with disbelief and fear. She was powerful. Even if she encountered an imperial monarch expert, she could hold on for a period of time. However, she did not expect that she could not resist at all in front of Changsheng. Whoosh! 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 In the distance, many experts in the Blood Prison Demon sect were alarmed by the crimson-robed woman's cry, and leaped over. However, they could only watch helplessly as the chaotic mist lingered in the void. The crimson-robed woman was grabbed by a mysterious arm, and disappeared into the chaos. Oh no! The granddaughter of the Wild Blood Supreme Elder, Saint Xuewu, has been captured. Quickly inform the sect leader that an enemy has invaded. The faces of many experts of the Blood Prison Demon sect changed dramatically as they cried out to warn the others. The entire Blood Prison Demon sect was in a mess. At this moment, Changsheng had already grabbed the crimson-robed woman, and brought her to an extremely hidden valley. He began to search her soul. There's a primordial spirit restriction set up by a peerless imperial monarch. However, this is not a problem for me. Changsheng's eyes flashed. He discovered that there was an extremely powerful primordial spirit restriction on the crimson-robed woman's primordial spirit. It protected her primordial spirit from being searched. However, Changsheng directly slapped his palm over. A mysterious formation rune rose from his palm, and instantly merged with the primordial spirit restriction. With a series of crackling sounds, the primordial spirit restriction was instantly broken. Formation secret skill. Changsheng had the innate chaotic body. Ling Xiao had already imparted the 108 heavenly spirits and earthly fiends secret skill to her. Changsheng's cultivation speed was extremely fast. Now, except for the 12 sky skills, almost all of them had been cultivated to the great perfection realm. With the primordial spirit restriction broken, Changsheng did not hesitate, and immediately began to search her soul for information about the illusory demonic ancient tree. What? So this blood prison hall is the illusory demonic ancient tree? Moreover, the illusory demonic ancient tree is the core of the blood prison demon sect's protective formation. If I destroy the illusory demonic ancient tree, won't I be able to break the protective formation? Changsheng's eyes lit up. She looked into the distance at the blood prison hall floating in the void. So that was the illusory demonic ancient tree. There were less than 10 people in the blood prison demon sect who knew about it. The only reason the scarlet-robed woman knew was because her grandfather was a Grand Supreme Elder. If not for the scarlet-robed woman's information, it would have been extremely difficult for Changsheng to find the illusory demonic ancient tree. Changsheng directly knocked the scarlet-robed woman out, and threw her into the storage space. The illusory demonic ancient tree's greatest strength lies in its illusions. Other than that, its offensive power is not much stronger than an imperial emperor's. As long as I can break its illusions, the illusory demonic ancient tree will not be a threat at all. Changsheng thought to herself. She shuttled through the void, and carefully approached the blood prison hall. Observing from afar, Changsheng did not notice anything unusual about the blood prison hall at all. However, when she got closer, she immediately felt a trace of abnormality. She had the innate chaotic body and could accommodate all Daos in the universe. No great Dao origin could hide anything from her, so she instantly sensed the fluctuation of the great Dao origin of illusion. This was an illusory demonic ancient tree that had condensed its origin. In terms of cultivation, it was probably not inferior to a peerless imperial emperor. Changsheng immediately became more cautious when she thought of this. If I want to make the illusory demonic ancient tree appear, I'm afraid I'll need the illusory demonic secret technique. The corner of Changsheng's mouth curved into a smile. Boom. The chaotic force in her body surged and formed an extremely ancient rune in her palm. It vaguely seemed to contain an unpredictable ancient world. Changsheng slammed her palm toward the blood prison hall. The illusory demonic secret technique was one of the 108 secret techniques that contained the great Tao origin of illusion. Now that Changsheng had used it, there was a mysterious scene of the heavens changing and the world rotating. The blood prison hall shook violently. Crack. It was as if a mirror had shattered. A crisp sound rang out, and the entire world shook violently. The originally grand and ancient blood prison hall had turned into a towering ancient tree in the blink of an eye. The ancient tree was millions of miles tall and pierced through the heavens and the earth. It emitted a vast and blazing demonic light, and its huge branches trembled violently like black pythons. The illusory demonic ancient tree. This was the ancient illusion demon tree that had existed for countless years in the blood prison demon sect. It was also the core of the great protective array formation of the sect. It could be said that with the ancient illusion demon tree around, even dark soaring sky wouldn't be able to break through the great array formation easily. At this moment, the illusory demonic ancient tree seemed to be completely enraged. It trembled violently and emitted a monstrous killing intent. You know the illusory demonic secret technique? Damn it! A thunderous voice exploded in the void. The illusory demonic ancient tree spewed out black demonic light that swept toward Changsheng like a waterfall. Swoosh! 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 The black tentacles were densely packed, and they covered the entire sky as they shot over at lightning speed. They wanted to seal longevity up completely. Demonic light surged, but vaguely, golden and red radiance permeated the air. Hanging on the illusory demonic ancient tree were fruits the size of millstones, emitting golden and red light. They were ancient and mysterious. That's the blood demon Tao fruit? Changsheng's eyes lit up. Her efforts paid off. She had finally found the blood demon Tao fruit. Illusory demonic ancient tree. Without your illusion, you are no match for me. Hand over the blood demon Tao fruit obediently. Longevity shouted. Instantly, his figure became like a stream of light as he charged into the sky. Next, an unparalleled fist silhouette erupted. Rumble. The giant tentacles were instantly pierced through by Changsheng's fist print as if they were tofu. Chaotic light rose around Changsheng, holy and immortal. The black demonic light could not harm her at all. Instead, she destroyed hundreds and thousands of tentacles in an instant and rushed toward the nearest blood demon Tao fruit. You are courting death. The illusory demonic ancient tree was instantly enraged. Apex. Chapter 33:14. Rumble. Heaven and earth trembled as the void rumbled. Blood rain fell from the sky. Black demonic light instantly flared up. It contained a power capable of destroying everything as it moved to envelop longevity. Boom. 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 The illusory demonic ancient tree had been growing for countless years and had experienced a few eras. It was even older than the blood prison demon emperor. Although it had a long lifespan, it could not even transform due to its own limitations, let alone become an emperor. Even so, the illusory demonic ancient tree still had the strength of a peerless emperor. It was terrifying. At that moment, the illusory demonic ancient tree was completely enraged. Destructive demonic light surged and rained down on Changsheng, trying to refine him completely. Moreover, an extremely powerful force of illusion shrouded Changsheng, trying to pull him back into the illusion. Illusory demonic ancient tree, you are no match for me. Changsheng shouted. His eyes were dazzling as chaotic light gushed out from his body and clashed with the demonic flames in the sky. Boom. The void trembled as the demonic flames were annihilated. The chaotic light around Changsheng seemed to be able to devour everything and was invulnerable. The illusory demonic ancient tree's various methods were useless against Changsheng. However, the unparalleled force suppressed Changsheng and sent him flying, preventing him from touching the blood demon Tao fruit. Break! Changxing shouted. He came to the illusory demonic ancient tree's trunk and punched out. His little hand was crystal clear, but the chaotic fist print was unparalleled. It seemed to be able to destroy everything. When it hit the trunk shook violently. Heavenly Emperor's fist break all. Chaos rose around Changsheng as if 3,000 worlds had appeared. When he punched, it was as if 3,000 worlds were suppressed at the same time. It was extremely ferocious. This was the Heavenly Emperor's fist that Zhao Ritian had imparted to him. Changsheng had the innate chaotic body. The Heavenly Emperor's fist that even Ling Xiao could not fully comprehend was extremely compatible with Changsheng. She easily cultivated it to the great perfection realm. Crack. The incomparably sturdy illusory fiend ancient tree actually emitted a crisp cracking sound, and several dense cracks appeared. What? Is this the Heavenly Emperor's fist technique? The illusory demon ancient tree trembled violently, as if it was reminded of the invincible figure that dominated the world. Even the blood prison demon emperor could not withstand a single punch from that person, and was severely injured in just one move. This punch seemed to evoke fear in the illusory demon ancient tree's heart. It began to tremble violently and let out an angry roar. Get out of my way! The illusory demonic ancient tree roared furiously. Its tree trunk was extremely tough and had condensed the demonic origin energy. It was comparable to an extreme Tao Emperor weapon. However, in front of the Heavenly Emperor's fist, his tree trunk actually showed signs of shattering. He could already feel how difficult longevity was to deal with. If longevity invaded his body, it would be extremely difficult to deal with. Rumble. The illusory demon ancient tree was like an ancient divine mountain, emitting a terrifying aura that could destroy heaven and earth. Demonic light surged into the sky, and the vast source of the great path trembled. Countless tentacles frantically wrapped around Changsheng, trying to throw her out. What? Was it the ancestral tree's roar? Not good. Someone has sneaked in, and is attacking Lord Ancestral Tree. Above the Blood Sea, Shui Ao, Shui Kuang and the others who were fighting Darkness Ling Xiao could not help but turn pale. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. The illusory demon ancient tree was the ancestral tree of the Blood Prison Demon sect. Not only did it provide endless energy for the sect protection array, but it was also the totem of the Blood Prison Demon sect. In a sense, the illusory demon ancient tree was more important to the Blood Prison Demon sect than the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. If something happened to the illusory demon ancient tree, the Blood Prison Demon sect would be finished. It's you? Damn it. You guys hold him back. I'll go and help Lord Ancestral Tree. Shui Kuang glared at Darkness Ling Xiao and said to the other Supreme Grand Elders, "You want to leave? You'd better stay here obediently." Dark Ling Xiao sneered, his eyes filled with incomparably cold killing intent. Rumble. Black demonic light surged around his body, and the chaotic mist instantly blotted out the sky and spread in all directions. It was a chaotic realm that contained destructive power. Wherever the chaotic realm went, the great path origin would retreat. Danger was imminent, and it turned into a land of absolute death. Within the sect protection array, everyone, including Shui Kuang and Shui Ao, was surrounded by the chaotic realm. Now it's time for the hunt, Darkness Ling Xiao said coldly. In an instant he moved like lightning. Boom. The glove on his fist was incomparably sharp, exuding a power that could destroy everything. The infinite demonic armor was completely activated. Darkness soaring clouds seemed to have transformed into an ancient demon lord, and his aura skyrocketed by several times. He threw out a punch. The unparalleled fist print pierced through everything. Runes were annihilated. The killing power gathered by the sect protection array could not affect him at all. An 8th level Imperial Lord Supreme Elder was instantly exposed in front of dark soaring sky. What? The Supreme Elder's eyes were filled with disbelief. He had not expected Darkness Ling Xiao to be able to find his location. He tried to block it hastily, but he could not block the power of Darkness Ling Xiao's punch. Boom. The Supreme Elder's body shook violently. He was directly blown up by Darkness Ling Xiao's punch. Blood mist filled the void. The shattered flesh and blood essence and primordial spirit power were instantly devoured by the infinite demonic armor, like a whale swallowing the sea. The infinite demonic armor exuded a joyful fluctuation. A layer of blood-red light spread out, making it look even more demonic. First one. Darkness, Ling Xiao said coldly. In an instant, he disappeared in the demonic light and moved to the next target. Within the sect protection array, a bloody massacre had begun. Seeing that Changsheng had entered the blood prison demon sect safely and had found the location of the illusion demonic ancient tree, Darkness Ling Xiao did not hold back anymore. He started a massacre. He wanted to kill all of the people from the blood prison demon sect. Then he would meet up with Changsheng and obtain the blood demon Dao fruit. It would be best if he could completely destroy the blood prison demon sect before that group of people arrived. Darkness Ling Xiao was shrouded in dark demonic light. The infinite demonic armor on his body was suffused with blood-red light. There seemed to be wailing and howling around him, emitting a monstrous evil aura. He looked like a peerless demon emperor who had awakened from the ancient times. He looked more like a demon than the people of the demon clan. The word demon was vividly portrayed by Darkness Ling Xiao. Around the blood prison demon sect, the experts who were watching the battle were also stunned by dark soaring clouds. Their eyes were filled with fear and awe. "We can't be enemies with this boy," someone said slowly. His voice was solemn. "Demon Lord, maybe he can really become a demon lord?" He slaughtered the blood prison demon emperor and destroyed the blood prison demon sect. If a great emperor doesn't appear, who can defeat this boy? However, if our demon clan really has such a strong and domineering demon lord, maybe our demon clan can really defeat all the clans in the universe and become the master of this era. Someone said with incomparable excitement and agitation. Darkness Ling Xiao had conquered them with his strength. That's right. The Celestial clan has the 9th prince, the Celestial emperor, and the mysterious old ancestor. The human clan has Darkness Ling Xiao and the son of the Celestial emperor. The demon clan has the demon emperor and the lord of all demons. The sorcerer clan has the sorcerer ancestor. Only our demon clan, although our strength is monstrous, we don't have an invincible genius who can shake the heavens. Even the saints, saintesses, and princes are far inferior. The one who can lead the demon clan must be the demon lord. Someone said in agreement. When the blood prison demon sect was destroyed, they watched coldly from the sidelines. The demon clan was cold-blooded and merciless. As long as they weren't killed, they were often willing to watch from the sidelines. The slaughter of the blood prison demon emperor and the destruction of the blood prison demon sect didn't make them feel that Darkness Ling Xiao was betraying the demon clan. Instead, they saw Darkness Ling Xiao's monstrous talent. He deserved the title of Demon Lord. Crack. Just as Darkness Ling Xiao was killing in all directions, Changsheng also blocked the attacks that came from all directions. Then he used the Heavenly Emperor Fist to penetrate the trunk of the illusion demon ancient tree. Whoosh. Without any hesitation, Changsheng burrowed into the illusion demon ancient tree's body. The body of the illusory demon ancient tree was filled with pure demonic Tao origin energy. It was like a dark river that surged violently. It contained a highly toxic and powerful corrosive force. Even if an Imperial Emperor expert entered it, he would definitely die. However, Changsheng was protected by the light of chaos, which made him impervious to all attacks. The demonic Tao origin energy didn't seem to affect him at all. Sky-devouring mystic technique, devour. Changsheng's eyes were filled with excitement. As he moved deeper into the illusion demon ancient tree, he used the sky-devouring mystic technique to refine the demonic Tao origin energy. Even if Ling Xiao used the sky-devouring mystic technique, it would be difficult to refine the demonic Tao origin energy. However, Changsheng was different. She was the only connate chaotic body in the universe. The chaos contained all Tao origins, including the demonic Tao origin. Although she didn't have the wordless heavenly book's support, the chaos was the origin of all Tao. A devouring vortex formed around Changsheng's body. The vast demonic Tao origin energy poured into Changsheng's body, like a whale swallowing the ocean. Although Changsheng was devouring the demonic Tao origin energy without restraint, this kind of consumption was nothing to the illusion demon ancient tree. After all, The illusion demon ancient tree was billions of miles tall, and had lived for countless years. Who knew how vast and majestic the demonic Tao origin energy it had accumulated? However, the only thing that made the illusion demon ancient tree uneasy was that Changsheng's cultivation wasn't high, nor was she very strong. However, she didn't seem to have any weaknesses. In terms of physical body, Changsheng was impervious to all attacks. In terms of origin energy, the chaos devoured everything. In terms of primordial spirit, Changsheng's primordial spirit was immortal. In terms of spirit, Changsheng had a pure heart. The illusion demon ancient tree's powerful attacks seemed to be useless against Changsheng. Although he roared and unleashed all sorts of powerful killing moves in an attempt to kill Changsheng, none of them had any effect on Changsheng. Instead, it allowed Changsheng to devour the demonic Tao origin energy, while moving along the trunk toward the blood demon Tao fruit. What pure demonic Tao origin energy! Uncle Zhong Xian didn't allow me to improve my cultivation before, and forced me to suppress myself. But now that Uncle Zhong Xian isn't here, it shouldn't be a problem for me to raise my cultivation by a few levels, right? Changsheng's little face flushed, her eyes filled with excitement. She simply let go of all her worries and activated the Khanate chaotic body. She used the sky-devouring mystic technique to devour the demonic Tao origin energy in the illusion demon ancient tree, the apex. Chapter 33:15. Damn it. Get out of here. The illusory fiend ancient tree roared, causing the void to rumble. He had lived for countless years, and his strength was monstrous. Even a peerless monarch could only behave obediently in front of him, not daring to act rashly. Even if a peerless imperial emperor entered the illusory fiend ancient tree's body, it would have a way to kill it. However, it had no way of dealing with Changsheng. Changsheng had the innate chaotic body, and was invulnerable to all techniques. All methods were useless against him. The illusory fiend ancient tree could only watch as Changsheng devoured the demonic Tao origin energy, and headed for the blood demon Tao fruit. Rumble. It was as if some seal had been opened in Changsheng's body, emitting a terrifying primordial force. The power of her heaven-devouring secret technique increased by 100 times in an instant. The vast and pure demonic Tao origin power pushed Changsheng's cultivation base to rise rapidly. First Heaven Imperial Emperor Realm. Second Heaven Imperial Emperor Realm. If others saw this, their eyes would probably pop out of their sockets. Since when was breaking through to the Imperial Emperor realm so easy? Condensing a grand Tao quintessence at the Imperial Monarch realm was a grinding process, and the speed of cultivation was extremely slow. Many experts would need hundreds of thousands, or even millions of years to cultivate from the first level of the Imperial Monarch realm to the 9th level of the Imperial Monarch realm. Even for those with extraordinary talent, they would still need thousands of years of polishing. However, Changsheng's cultivation breakthrough was as simple as eating and drinking. Boom. Even though Changsheng was in the illusory fiend ancient tree's body, his speed was as fast as lightning. Before the illusion fiend ancient tree could react, he had already arrived in front of a blood demon great Tao fruit. Then he reached out and grabbed the blood demon great Tao fruit in his palm. The blood demon fruit of the way was crimson like blood. It looked translucent, and there seemed to be countless blood vessels within it. They were like the meridians of a human body, densely packed and containing a mysterious aura of the origin of the great Tao. Longevity grabbed the blood demon Tao fruit and tossed it into his mouth, devouring and refining it. The vast origin of blood wreaked havoc, but it couldn't do any harm to longevity. Instead, the origin of the great path within the blood demon Tao fruit was rapidly absorbed and refined by longevity. In the blink of an eye, Changsheng's cultivation had broken through to the 4th level of the Imperial Monarch realm. Rumble. Just as Changsheng's cultivation broke through to the 4th heaven of the Immortal Emperor realm, the great desolation force that gushed out from her body became more and more terrifying. A resplendent light lit up, and it looked like a heart that was trembling slightly. The heart exuded a mysterious energy fluctuation that spread out in all directions. The illusion demon ancient tree, which was originally roaring and trembling, could not help but tremble, revealing an extremely frightened expression. This is the great desolate's heart. How is that possible? The illusion fiend ancient tree was filled with shock and disbelief. He had never thought that Changsheng's body would actually contain the primeval chaos heart. The great wilderness's heart was naturally extracted from Ling Zhao's body and fused into Changsheng's body. With the innate chaotic body, Changsheng could easily refine the great wilderness's heart. Moreover, after the complete fusion of the Eldritch continent, the great wilderness's heart began to erupt with unimaginable power. With the great wilderness's heart, Changsheng could mobilize the vast origin energy of the Eldritch continent, and the speed at which she comprehended the great Tao of heaven and earth had also increased by leaps and bounds. Moreover, the great wilderness's heart seemed to have a certain suppressive effect on the illusion fiend ancient tree, causing its resistance to become extremely weak. Changsheng continued to devour the origin energy of the illusion fiend ancient tree, and instantly discovered the great wilderness's heart. The great wilderness's heart was the illusion fiend ancient tree's life origin, and also the essence of its body. Changsheng was like a bolt of lightning, filled with chaotic mist, and instantly shifted toward the great wilderness's heart. No! The illusion fiend ancient tree was in utter despair. Changsheng had discovered the great wilderness's heart. As long as Changsheng refined the great wilderness's heart, she would be able to obtain all of the illusion fiend ancient tree's power. By then, the illusion fiend ancient tree would definitely die. Although it tried its best to resist and hide the great wilderness's heart, it was completely useless against Changsheng. The illusion fiend ancient tree's defeat was already set in stone. Bacha! An unparalleled fist print, shrouded in black demonic light, surged with chaotic mist, and exploded like a terrifying chaotic demonic mountain. The sect-protecting array of the blood prison demon sect shook violently, and a crack appeared. The crack instantly caused Xue Kuang, Xue Ao, and the others' expressions to change drastically. Their eyes were filled with unconcealable fear. Even the sect-protecting array could not stop Darkness Lingxiao. Was the blood prison demon sect really going to be destroyed today? Fight it out with him. Xue Kuang and Xue Ao roared, their eyes filled with madness. In an instant, they burned their flesh and primordial spirits and pounced toward Darkness Lingxiao. Another unparalleled fist print landed, and the crack became bigger and bigger. In the end, the runes shattered, and black demonic light surged, causing the sect-protecting array to collapse. Darkness Lingxiao was wearing the infinite demonic armor. His aura was monstrous, and his killing intent was turbulent. He looked like an unparalleled demonic god. He walked out of the broken sect-protecting array, and his cold eyes fell on Xue Kuang, Xue Ao, and the others. Boom! With a simple punch, Xue Kuang and Xue Ao spurted blood from their mouths and were sent flying. Although they had burned their flesh and primordial spirits and unleashed the ultimate fighting power of a peerless emperor, they realized in despair that they were like ants in front of Darkness Lingxiao. Their hearts were filled with a deep sense of helplessness. Kill! Darkness Lingxiao's eyes were cold, and his roar was like thunder, resounding through the sky above the blood prison demon sect. He was like a tiger in a flock of sheep, and he charged forward. The infinite demonic armor contained the power of the Great Obliteration and the Great Sinkhole. In addition, Dark Soaring Sky's cultivation base had already reached the unparalleled Emperor realm. No one in the entire Blood Prison Demon sect could withstand a single punch from him. Rumble! Soon the 9 supreme elders of the Blood Prison Demon sect, including Xue Kuang and Xue Ao, were all killed by Darkness Lingxiao. Their flesh and primordial spirits were devoured by the infinite demonic armor, and they were completely turned into nourishment for the armor. The infinite demon armor was originally pitch black and simple, but at this moment, it was suffused with a blood-red glow. Furthermore, a blood-red cape fluttered behind dark soaring clouds, making him look even more fierce and cold. His baleful aura overflowed to the heavens. A mere illusory demonic ancient tree dares to resist? Die. Darkness Lingxiao's cold eyes instantly fell on the towering illusory demonic ancient tree in the distance. At this moment, the aura of the illusory demonic ancient tree had begun to weaken. However, It was still struggling violently, unwilling to be devoured by the eternal demonic ancient tree. It was because it could not take care of itself that a huge flaw appeared in the blood prison demon sect's protective array, and it was destroyed by Darkness Lingxiao's punch. Darkness Lingxiao threw out a punch, and the chaotic demonic fist was invincible. In an instant, it pierced through layers of the void and directly hit the illusory demonic ancient tree. Crack! The huge illusory demonic ancient tree could not withstand the full force of the infinite demonic armor. Its huge trunk was directly cut in half by Darkness Lingxiao. Ah! The illusory demonic ancient tree let out a scream of shock and anger. Darkness Lingxiao stepped on the void with a cold face. He stretched out his hand, and the remaining blood demon Dao fruits on the illusory demonic ancient tree flew into his palm. Swoosh! They were all high-ranking members of the Patriarch Society. In fact, when Darkness Lingxiao arrived at the Blood Prison Demon Sect, they had been hiding in the dark and did not come out. Dark Holy Sun, don't be presumptuous. You killed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor, and destroyed the Blood Prison Demon Sect. You're a sinner of the demon race. Aren't you afraid of the Patriarch Society's punishment? Another black-robed patriarch said coldly. The Patriarch Society's punishment? With just you? If the Patriarch Society could really punish me, I'm afraid they wouldn't have waited until now. You have to understand whose interests you're representing, and who you're here for. If you really want to punish me, then come at me together now. Let's see if I kill all of you first, or if you kill me first. Darkness Lingxiao said with a faint smile. He was unprecedentedly strong. Even in the face of the demon world's Patriarch Society, he did not show the slightest sign of weakness. He was incomparably strong and overbearing. The 10 black-robed patriarchs trembled, and their faces turned ugly. They knew that Darkness Lingxiao was a lunatic who was very difficult to deal with. He could not be judged by common sense. Dark Holy Sun, what do you want? Finally, the black-robed patriarch stood out and said coldly, Can't you guess what I want? Darkness Lingxiao said with a sneer. Rumble. He stepped towards the 10 black-robed patriarchs, exuding a monstrous evil aura, and pressed towards the 10 patriarchs. I want to become the demon lord, the true master of the demon world. Darkness Lingxiao said slowly. His voice was like a clap of thunder, echoing between heaven and earth. It rang in the ears of every demon race powerhouse, full of unbridled arrogance and unparalleled confidence. Demon Lord. The 10 black-robed patriarchs could not help but narrow their eyes, and their faces instantly turned ugly. Sure enough, as they had expected, the most difficult situation had appeared. The apex. Chapter 33:16. The surrounding crowd was also stunned by Darkness Soaring Cloud's crazy idea. Everyone knew that the Devil World's senior statesman was the supreme ruler of the Devil World. It represented the will of the emperors. Even the Devil World's 10 sects and monarch clans had to obey the orders of the senior statesman. Now, Darkling Xiao was telling the senior statesman that he wanted to become the Devil World's master? Wasn't this a slap to the senior statesman's face? Everyone looked at Darkling Xiao as if they were looking at a fool. Although Darkling Xiao was strong, he would definitely die if he angered the senior statesman. Dark Holy Sun, you're talking big. You're just a person who hasn't proven your Tao. How dare you dream of becoming the Devil World's master? The leading black-robed senior statesman stared at Darkling Xiao and said slowly. The 10 black-robed senior statesmen didn't fly into a rage as everyone expected. On the contrary, they fell silent after hearing Darkling Xiao's words. Senior statesman, are you still playing dumb? As far as I know, Wuxia Wushuang was the devil master that you chose in the last era, right? However, he was defeated by the Heavenly Emperor and didn't prove his Tao. A devil master can only be a person who hasn't proven his Tao. Now Wuxia Wushuang was killed by me and the infinite demonic armor is in my hands. I've also merged with the origin demonic bone in his body. I'm the only one who's qualified to become the devil master. Darkling Xiao sneered with a hint of mockery in his eyes. Boom. He slowly raised his arm and a black glove appeared on his palm. It was simple and mysterious, shining with a metallic luster. At this moment, flames rose from it, looking mysterious and unfathomable. On Dark Lingzhao's chest, a piece of black bone emerged, spewing out mysterious chaotic demonic light. It seemed to be connected with the surrounding heaven and earth. Rumble! Streaks of black lightning fell from the sky, enveloping Dark Lingzhao's body, causing him to emit a mysterious aura. He was like a peerless demon god, filled with the aura of the myriad demon origin. Everyone couldn't help but tremble with palpitations. Especially the 10 black-robed senior statesmen. Each of their eyes were filled with disbelief and shock. Infinite demonic armor, origin demonic bone, you really killed Buoxiu and Wushuang. The leading black-robed Grand Elder could no longer remain calm. His pupils abruptly shrunk as his voice was filled with disbelief. Now, am I qualified to become the Devil Master? In the entire Devil Realm, who else is more qualified than me to be the Devil Master? Darkness Lingxiao said coldly. He stared at the black-robed Grand Elder as he radiated with a violent and cold aura. It was as if as long as the black-robed Grand Elder did not give him the answer he wanted, he would not hesitate to attack and suppress them. The 10 black-robed Grand Elders looked at each other. In the end, they respectfully knelt before Darkness Lingxiao. Greetings, Lord Demon Lord, Your Majesty. The eyes of the 10 black-robed Grand Elders were filled with reverence as they spoke in unison. What? The statesmen, the leaders. They didn't expect the appearance of the senior statesman to not only fail to punish Dark Soaring Sky for his crimes of destroying the Blood Prison Demonic Emperor and the Blood Prison Demonic Sect, but they didn't even mention it. The real master of the Devil Realm. Although many of them did not know what a Devil Master meant, the senior statesman assembly had recognized him as the real master of the Devil Realm. Dark Lingxiao glanced at the 10 senior statesmen and said, "Get up! From today onwards, the Blood Prison Demon Sect will be completely destroyed. You are in charge of clearing the place. I will enter the Blood Prison Demon Sect to search for treasures. I will ask you later." Yes. The 10 senior statesmen bowed and answered at the same time. Whether they wanted to admit it or not, Dark Lingxiao had the infinite demonic armor and the origin demonic bone. He was the real master of the Devil Realm. Even the undying Demon Emperor and the original Demon Emperor could not change this. They were filled with worry. It was not a big deal that Dark Lingxiao had become the Devil Master, but he had killed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor. What would happen if the undying Demon Emperor and the original Demon Emperor woke up? Their hearts trembled at the thought of this. Whoosh! Dark soaring clouds turned into a stream of light and swept into the Blood Prison Demon Sect. The 10 black-robed Grand Elders were in charge of clearing the place, enveloping the entire Blood Prison Demon Sect, and setting up a huge boundary. The 10 peerless emperors joined forces to ensure that no one in the Blood Prison Demon Sect could escape. Except for a few people who immediately fled the sect when they saw that the situation was not right, the rest of the Blood Prison Demon Sect were enveloped by the boundary and completely trapped inside. The 10 senior statesmen carried out Dark Lingxiao's orders, and did not allow anyone from the Blood Prison Demon Sect to escape. They killed all of them. The surrounding people who were watching the battle were all driven away. They represented various forces and hurriedly returned to their respective sects and families to report everything that had happened in the Blood Prison Demon Sect. Moreover, they faintly realized that the senior statesman assembly had recognized Dark Lingxiao as the Devil Master. They were afraid that something big was going to happen to the Devil Realm. In the Blood Prison Demon Sect, the illusory demonic ancient tree was on the verge of death. Dark Lingxiao had destroyed his body and Changsheng had discovered the location of the illusory demonic heart. However, all his means were useless against Changsheng. The only thing he could do was wait for death. The illusory demonic ancient tree had lived for countless years. Although it was restricted from attaining the Tao and becoming an emperor, its true strength was far beyond that of an emperor lord. Its body had accumulated origin energy that was comparable to that of a great emperor. Now all of the illusory demonic ancient tree's power was benefiting Changsheng. After refining the illusory demonic heart, Changsheng began to wantonly devour the origin energy of the illusory demonic ancient tree. Her cultivation also began to advance by leaps and bounds. Darkling Xiao invaded the treasury of the Blood Prison Demon sect and swept away all the treasures and extreme metals. Ordinary treasures were of no use to him. However, the extreme metals and connate treasures from the chaotic void were extremely precious and could even increase the cultivation of a great emperor. 3 months later, the illusory demonic ancient tree that was billions of miles tall had been completely destroyed. Changsheng's cultivation had also risen to the 8th heaven of the Imperial Lord Realm. In 3 months, she had risen from the 1st heaven of the Imperial Lord Realm to the 8th heaven of the Imperial Lord Realm. This speed of improvement was simply shocking. Even Darkling Xiao, Zhao Ritian, the 9th prince and the others could not compare to Changsheng. This was the heaven-defying aspect of the innate chaotic body. However, Darkling Xiao discovered that although Changsheng was trying her best to suppress her cultivation, her current cultivation showed signs of taking the final step and breaking through to the 9th heaven of the Imperial Lord Realm. Changsheng, the power in your body is a little mixed now. You must not break through to the 9th heaven of the Imperial Lord Realm now. You must eliminate all the hidden dangers before taking the final step and establish the Supreme Tao Foundation. Darkling Xiao frowned and said. He suddenly felt that he had gone too far. He did not know if it was the right thing to let Changsheng devour the illusory demonic ancient tree. Uncle Dark, I also feel that I have devoured too much. This illusory demonic ancient tree has probably gone through a few great calamities. The power in its body is endless and far surpasses that of a great emperor. Changsheng was also a little distressed. Previously, she felt great when her cultivation rose, but now it was giving her a headache. It's okay. I have a way. A light flashed in Darkling Xiao's eyes. He walked out of the Blood Prison Demon sect with Changsheng. The 10 black-robed founding elders were still waiting outside. Seeing Changsheng beside Darkling Xiao, the 10 black-robed founding elders were curious but did not ask. With their cultivation, they could not see Changsheng's true face. They all thought that she was one of Darkling Xiao's subordinates. I want to go to the primitive ancient land. Darkling Xiao looked at the 10 black-robed founding elders and said directly, "What?" The 10 black-robed grand elders shuddered. Their eyes were filled with shock. The primitive ancient land was the place where the primitive demon emperor was sleeping. Only the founding elders knew where it was. Even the primitive demon sect did not know the exact location of the primitive ancient land. It was an absolute secret. But now Darkling Xiao wanted to go to the primitive ancient land. Was he going to attack the primitive demon emperor? Demon Lord, the primitive ancient land is where the primitive demon emperor is sleeping. As the demon lord, you cannot attack him. Otherwise, you will lose your position as the demon lord and be hunted down by the sleeping demon emperor. The leading black-robed founding elder said with a wry smile. Don't worry. I killed the Blood Prison Demon Emperor because he was too useless. He was severely injured by an emperor and ran back like a dog. He did not even dare to fight back. He is the disgrace and scum of the demon race. As the demon lord, how can I attack the primitive demon emperor? I just want to go to the primitive ancient land and use the creation lightning trial there to sharpen my cultivation. Darkling Xiao said indifferently. Really? The black-robed founding elder asked skeptically. You dare to doubt me? A cold light flashed in Ling Zhao's dark eyes, and a trace of ice-cold killing intent emerged. I wouldn't dare. The black-robed founding elder trembled and said hurriedly. Darkling Xiao was a madman. He was more like a demon than any of them. He would kill without a word. Compared to Darkling Xiao, Guoxiuan Wushuang was like a docile little lamb. No one knew if it was a good or bad thing for the demon race to let such a person become the demon lord. Lead the way. Darkling Xiao said coldly. Yes. The black-robed founding elder did not dare to object. He led Darkling Xiao to the primitive ancient land. He had thought it through. Darkling Xiao would not be stupid enough to attack the primitive demon emperor. The primitive demon emperor was different from the blood prison demon emperor. He was not someone who could be trampled on. It was not about whether Darkling Xiao could defeat the primitive demon emperor. Even if he won, he would be hunted down endlessly. Perhaps Darkling Xiao was really using the creation lightning trial to sharpen his cultivation. After all, the creation lightning trial in the primitive ancient land was very mysterious. Even many of the founding elders in the Founding Elder Society hoped to go there and condense their physical body and Tao spirit. Uncle Darkling Xiao, what is this creation lightning trial? Immortal asked curiously through voice transmission. According to legend, the primeval ancient lands was a pure land that was born when the heavens and the earth were split apart, and it contains the quintessence lightning that split the heavens and the earth apart. It contains the energy of creation and destruction, so it's called the tribulation lightning of creation. The creation lightning trial is very mysterious. It can help you temper your physical body. You can use all the power of the illusion demon ancient tree for your own use. Darkling Xiao explained. I see. Longevity nodded, a look of anticipation in his eyes. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.